It's game time. WNKX welcomes you to this live presentation of local high school sports, made possible by our community advertising partners.
Welcome to WNKX, your home for Hickman County sports. I'm Josh Copley alongside Cameron Peters. And Cam, you can feel the energy in J.E. Cisco here tonight as the Hickman County Bulldogs are hosting the East Hickman Eagles in a crosstown rivalry game, Part 2. Of course, can we go back several weeks ago to the first time these two teams played this year? The Eagles, the ladies of East Hickman, emerged victorious over the Lady Dogs, but only by 5. The final score was 46-41. And Cam, that was a game I don't believe we saw either team play their best basketball.
Yeah, Josh, absolutely. It was a sloppy game, a little bit from both sides. East got in a little bit of foul trouble early, and the girls from Hickman County just weren't sharing the ball well, a little disoriented on offense. You know, the environment in the East was tough for them because they're such a young team. So that definitely played a factor in that game.
Now, Cam, East Hickman coming in tonight, the Lady Eagles are coming off of 2 tough losses. So, of course, tonight the road doesn't get any easier for these Lady Eagles as they're having to go on the road into an environment that's one of the most hostile that they'll play in all year. Not only because it's a rivalry, but Cam, you ask several other schools, they'll say Hickman County High School is the last place you want to be, especially when you're on a losing skid. So, Cam, if you're the Eagles here tonight, how do you overcome that 2-game losing streak? How do you handle the atmosphere that you're going to be facing here tonight?
Play the same way you played last time that y'all met. Have the confidence that you won last time. Going into this last game that the Eagles and the Bulldogs played together, East got in some foul trouble early. Now, if they can limit that foul trouble in the first half, it's going to be a lot tougher because East is slightly quicker, I would say. I would say they have the edge on just getting up and down the floor. And with Ruby Cox, and as talented as she is, and with her size and her athleticism, she's a big difference maker. So, but she also has to have the other players around her shooting well for her to play her best. So I think having everyone out on the floor, not in foul trouble, creates open driving lanes for Ruby, which is the most effective way I find that they play.
And now, Cam, I think what a lot of people would agree on is that the timing of matchups is so vital as well. We mentioned Hickman County coming in riding 2 victories, East Hickman riding 2 losses. But if we look at East Hickman's losses, they were not cakewalk opponents, Cam. Their first loss, their most recent loss, I should say, was against Wayne County. Cam, Wayne County has one of the best lady rosters that we've seen this season. And of course, that final score was East Hickman lost 43-65, which on the score sheet, that doesn't sound great. But when you think about the talent they were up against, it makes sense. Their loss before that against Cheatham County. Cam, another really good team, but what do these two teams have in common? They beat the Lady Dogs as well. Hickman County struggled with them as well. So I think you can't judge these types of games off of the most recent matchups, right? And we talked about this last broadcast. It being a rivalry game of this magnitude, that changes everything. One of the key points we made when we were at East was that you can't credit any game past or future. It's all about what happens right here, right now, because you will see these two teams scrap it out. They'll be playing tooth and nail. It may not look pretty, but these teams will leave it all on the floor here tonight.
Yeah, Josh, absolutely. You know, I think when it comes to a game of this magnitude, you can kind of forget the past a little easier, right? I think back to when we played baseball against Lewis County. I couldn't have told you about the game before, right? When we played against Creekwood back in the day, I couldn't have told you about, because those are the teams that I wanted to beat so badly. These teams that are going to play tonight are going to want to beat each other so badly. The past is not really going to be on their mind. They, like, other opponents that don't, I'm not going to say other opponents don't matter as much, but I would go as far to say sometimes other opponents don't matter as much, right? And so the gravity of this is going to put such a weight on this game that whatever has been going on doesn't matter. It's right here, right now.
Well, and Cam, you mentioned the gravity of this game. On top of it being a rivalry game, on top of it being a district matchup that we have here tonight, I want to take a look at the records here between these two teams. The Hickman County Lady Dogs enter in tonight 15-10. The East Hickman Lady Eagles enter in tonight 13-10. So two 10-loss teams, but that's not the record that jumps out at me. Let's look at the district records between these two. Hickman County 2-2, East Hickman 2-2. So Cam, you mentioned gravity. This game could go a long way in deciding how these teams will look in the postseason, right? The standings, the seedings, what have you. 2-2, tied record in the district. Huge atmosphere here tonight. Two teams that can't stand each other. I mean, that's what rivalries are all about. Throw record out the window, throw the past out the window. These are two teams that just want to beat the mess out of one another, and we as fans, as broadcasters, what else could we ask for?
Yeah, Josh, absolutely. You know, when getting into the postseason, seeding is so important. You know, I mentioned our baseball career earlier. There were times that we just lost to the wrong opponent on the wrong day, and we would end up with a bad seed, and we'd have to play tougher teams to get through, right? And tonight, even though it's a 4-team district, I think you're going to see the same thing. Whoever comes away with this win will probably get the number 2 seed. Whoever comes away with the loss is probably going to be the number 3 seed. Now, that probably means they'll match up with each other in the district tournament. Because Cheatham, I would argue, is a pretty clear-cut number 1. And Harpeth is a pretty clear-cut number 4 seed, right? But it's the advantage of having the higher seed, the confidence that comes with it. And that, to me, Josh, is going to be, you know, an underlying factor that these players aren't going to think about, the coaches aren't thinking about right now. But after this game, the implications could really be huge.
Yeah, absolutely, Cam. So, of course, a lot on the line here tonight. A packed house here in J.E. Cisco. I know we expected nothing less, right? We know we were on the road at East several weeks ago. East Hickman did not disappoint. There was a sea of blue, and I expect tonight to see a sea of red and black. Now, not to take away from the visiting fans. We were on the road at East. A lot of fans from Centerville. Here tonight, a lot of fans in blue. Of course, these schools only 15, 20 minutes apart, and these fans would probably drive 3 hours if it meant seeing these two teams match up here tonight. And I want to give a very special shout out to our producer for the evening, John Michael Lewis. He has been so reliable for us this season. We cannot thank him enough. His job isn't the most glorious, but he gets it done better than almost anyone else in the business. So we have just over a minute left until tip-off. And Cam, a piece of news we should point out to is Ruby Cox, the young lady's name we mentioned earlier for East Hickman, very talented senior who is committed to play at Bryan College. So, of course, we know she means business. She's going out here with something to prove, looking to gain some momentum for herself as she goes into her collegiate career. Now, folks, we are about to have our national anthem. We're going to take a brief commercial break. When we come back, tip-off on the way. Don't go anywhere.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern-style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists? That's good.
And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cut in the shareable square.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out Pizza's the Hut.
Apology accepted.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life,
your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I will be your play-by-play man tonight, Josh Copley, alongside, as always, by my wonderful color commentator, Cam Peters. And they are introducing starting lineups here tonight for both teams. And Cam, Hickman County, their last ball game, they came off of a huge 74-12 victory against Lewis County. But Cam, if Hickman comes in tonight expecting the same outcome, it's going to get ugly for Hickman County.
Yeah, Josh, I mean, both teams have to come out tonight firing, absolutely firing, Josh, because if you remember to last game that they played, both teams got out to a really sloppy start. They played really slow. They were both a little unorganized. Why that was? Different factors for both teams, but irregardless, whatever team comes out the sharpest and most prepared, and most of all, the most calm, I think will come out with the victory. This one, a rivalry, you come out and win in the first quarter a lot of times. I don't know the percentages, but I can almost bet you that whatever team, if they jump out to a big lead in a rivalry, they end up winning the game. And so whoever's sharper, whoever's more prepared.
So Cam, the starting lineups have been introduced. The Lady Dogs coached by Gavin Gordon. The Lady Eagles coached by Aaron Taylor, who's also the East Athletic Director, who was so hospitable to us when we were there last time. A wonderful man he is. So here we go. Cam, the nerd in me, got goosebumps hearing the Lady Dogs enter some Star Wars music here tonight, and you can just feel the energy right now as Delaney King is lined up at the midcourt logo. And here we go. The tip was won by Kelsey Capps, but it falls into the hands of Nola Bentley. Now Chloe Warren up top. Dribbles in hard, gives off to Bentley. Right wing, dribbles in the paint, tries to kick it out to Chilton, but it's a pass that gets away, and Chilton tries to save the half-court violation to no avail, and it's an early turnover by the Bulldogs. Now Cam, a name we should notice here tonight is Zoe Chilton. Had the game of her career on Tuesday. I'm sure she's looking to follow it up here tonight with an even bigger one.
Yeah, Josh, absolutely. The Lady Dogs came out in a man-to-man. That's what we saw them play last time. It was pretty effective with turnovers last time, but the ladies and there's a walk called on Addie Fisher heading the Bulldogs' way. But the Lady Dogs, we saw last game, played their 1-3-1. They're back in it. So excited to see these two defenses.
Bentley in the right corner. Dribbles left, guarded by Ruby Cox. Bounce pass, finds Chilton. Chilton to King. King off the glass, no good. Gets her own rebound, and the putback will fall in. The Lady Dogs strike first here tonight as they lead 2-0, almost a minute into our ball game. And Cam, it's easy to talk about Ruby Cox and give her all the attention, but Cam, Aubrey and Addie Fisher, difference makers in their own right. And Fisher tries to save the ball. That was Cox that tried to save it from going out of bounds. No avail. Gets it. Bentley from three. No good. Warren tries to get the rebound, but it falls into the arms of Kelsey Capps. But Cam, look what I said earlier. These two Fishers will be difference makers here tonight for East Hickman.
Yeah, Josh, and those two young ladies are full effort the whole time. Last time, I believe it was Addie Fisher that got in foul trouble the last time these two teams match up against each other. But their energy and their effort is so tough to deal with.
And Ruby Cox drives in. Shot is no good, but the rebound is secured by Capps. And the pass wild, looking for Addie Fisher, but it's picked up by Zoe Chilton, who's being swarmed and has it knocked away, and gives it over to Bentley. So, of course, both teams' nerves showing here early. Warren wants to drive in, but can't. Well guarded. Pass looking for Bentley, a dangerous one, but gets rid of it. And Bentley tries to go back to Warren. No one home, and it's Cox on the drive. Layup is no good, and Floyd picks up the missed shot. Floyd lets it fly. Finds Chilton in the paint. Spin move, left-handed layup, goes up and in. And Cam, we have seen Zoe utilize that spin move in the paint a lot more often over the course of these last few games, and it has been paying dividends for that young lady.
Yeah, Josh, and it was a great way to get some space there. It's one that you can tell she's getting more confident in. She's been practicing with it, and it's a tough move to guard. Now, down here on the east end, Nola Kate Bentley went down. Her and Ruby Cox collided as Ruby went up for a layup. It was a no call. East fans wanted a foul. Hickman County wanted a charge. No call. Not the worst thing for the ref.
How do you please both fans? Please neither of them.
Amen.
So East Hickman on the offensive. Hickman County leads 4-0. The pass tipped by Chilton, but Hickman unable to get the turnover. And East able to capitalize and get the easy 2. So Hickman down the floor. It's Floyd. Working Addie Fisher. And a timeout is called by Coach Gordon as he felt his players were in a bit of danger there.
Yeah, Josh, East just came out in what looked like it was either a 1-2-1-1 or a 1-2-2 press. But Hickman County just didn't adjust at all, kind of left Ava Floyd out there to break the whole press by herself. That Coach Gordon, noticing his girls did not make the adjustment, had to call a timeout, gather them together. But
and Cam, both of these teams having to call early timeouts. Of course, Coach Taylor having to burn one a few moments ago. Now Coach Gordon. And I think this will be a game of adjustments, Cam, as you touched on earlier. So Chilton inbounds to Warren as the timeout has concluded. Warren crossing midcourt. Dribbles left, guarded by Addie Fisher. Looking for help, gives it out to Haley Gordon, who's in the game for Nola Bentley. Finds Warren. Warren in the paint, dribbles hard left, puts it up mid-range, gets the roll. 6-2, Lady Dogs lead.
Yeah, Josh, and Chloe Warren being aggressive is a good sign for that. Zoe Chilton gets a steal on the fast break.
And she can't get the layup to go. And a couple of players had their hands on it as it was swatted out of bounds. And they'll say it goes off on the Lady Dogs, so a missed opportunity for Hickman, but a chance for East to get some momentum of their own. And momentum will be huge in this game. Of course, in an environment such as this, ball in the corner. Now it's Cox up top. Pass to Caps. Long 2, no good. And the rebound goes off the legs of Aubrey Fisher and picked up by the Dogs. Floyd driving in. Spin move met by 3 Eagles. Gordon, long 3. No good, off the rim. And picked up by Fisher. So the Eagles down the floor. That's Addie Fisher. Floats it over to Caps. Caps over to the left wing, back to Addie Fisher. And it goes out of bounds. The pass to Brooklyn Adams, who tried to drive it on the baseline. Well defended by the Dogs.
And Josh, this has been an eerie similar start to the way it started at East. Both teams a little out of sync on offense, not really getting anything going, but the defense and the effort has kept this game close.
And Carly Everett in the game for Zoe Chilton. Warren tries to go up. The shot is no good, but she will be fouled, and that will send the Lady Dogs senior to the stripe. So some big free throws here early, Cam. We know Hickman County at Harpeth not all that long ago. They won because of the heavy dose of free throws they were able to shoot, and they were so effective from the line. Not a great start for Warren as she misses the first one.
Yeah, Josh, but when you don't knock them down, it doesn't really matter. You got to take advantage when you're given free chances. Because this game, you're not going to get a lot of easy opportunities. As Hickman County has now switched into a 2-3 zone after Zoe Chilton has been taken out for Carly Everett. A good adjustment there by Coach Gordon. Zoe's so effective at the top of that.
Cox pulls up from 3, no good, and it goes off the hands of Carly Everett to the hands of Aubrey Fisher. To Cox, bounce pass to Caps, shot is no good. A lot of contact underneath, and it goes out of bounds on Hickman. East will keep in possession, and Cam, a Lady Eagle I'm expecting to see before this night is through is number 2, Lauren Terlecki. Cam, she stepped up in a big way at East, and the ball is inbounded to the Eagles. Caps goes over. Addie Fisher from the right wing knocks down the 3. So East Hickman cuts it down to 2. 7-5 your score. Lady Dogs up. Everett to Floyd, right side of the floor. Floats it back to Everett, midcourt, and it's taken away by East. That's Addie Fisher. Lays it up and in, and we're all tied with 3 minutes left in the first quarter. And King looking for Haley Gordon. No one there except a black and blue jersey. And it's Brooklyn Adams with the takeaway. Now Aubrey Fisher pulls up. 3 is no good. The attempted rebound there by Adams, not successful. As a matter of fact, they'll get Adams with the foul. Hickman will take over.
Now, Josh, the Lady Dogs right now are completely out of sync on this press. East has turned them over at least 2 possessions in a row, maybe 3 possessions in a row, and Hickman County's just not making any adjustments. If East can keep filling the lanes like they are right now, this press is good.
And Floyd drives it, pulls up mid-range, no good. Rolls off the left side of the rim, and a foul will be called against Hickman County. And we'll get Haley Gordon for that foul. That will be Hickman's first of the game. And Cam, we know Haley Gordon known for her spark plug style of defense. Of course, with that comes quite a few fouls. So East up the floor, across the HC logo. Caps to Fisher. Fisher looking for help and finds Cox, the right wing, who drives in, loses handle of it, and it goes out of bounds on the senior of East Hickman. And Cam, I don't believe Ruby agreed with that call too much.
Yeah, Josh, that was a bit of a hot take, I'll say. But Hickman County went back into that 1-3-1 press, or 1-3-1 half-court defense.
Everett from 3, the American sniper, hits nothing but net. The first 3-pointer for Hickman County of the game. And Cox on the drive, loses handle of it though. Able to regain it, but perhaps the senior's a little rattled as she throws a pass and it's turned over, picked up by Haley Gordon. Everett thought about pulling up from way downtown. Chilton in the corner, along the baseline, feeds to Gordon, step back, 3, well off the mark, rebounded by Cox. And East has a break. Gordon, the last defender remaining. The layup is no good by Addie Fisher, but the putback is good. Now it's Kelsey Capps that came in and secured the putback for East Hickman. Now Hickman down the floor. Your score, Lady Dogs 10, Eagles 9, and a foul is called against East Hickman as it was Addie Fisher and Kelsey Capps trying to swarm Delaney King. Kelsey Capps grabbing at her nose. May have had her nose busted there. And I think she is bleeding, Cam. So she'll have to sub out momentarily until she can get all patched up.
Now, Josh, both of these teams right now have done a good job on getting good looks. There's been multiple passes by Ruby and a number of East Lady Eagles that have gotten them good looks inside. Same thing on Hickman County's side. They just haven't made anything.
And a foul is called on Ruby Cox, Cam. So she has 2 early in this game, not even at the end of the first quarter. Chilton inbounds. Gordon gives out to Everett. Everett pulls up from deep, and another one for Carly Everett, the freshman, stepping up in a big way here for the Lady Dogs. Makes your score 13-9 in favor of Centerville. That's Terlecki in the game from 3. 3 is no good, but Cox flies in, gets the rebound, lays it off the glass, and Cam, that's that size, speed, and athleticism comes into play for Ruby Cox.
Well, Josh, that and that 1-3-1 is a defense that, if not taken care of on the box outs, is going to cause a lot of offensive rebounds for the other team. So the Lady Dogs have to really focus on boxing out because Ruby Cox always crashes the glass. Everett
to Gordon in the corner. Another 3 for these Lady Dogs, and they are on fire from beyond the arc. Make your score 16-11. Lady Dogs are leading. 35 seconds in this first quarter remain. Cox floats it left side. Aubrey Fisher, a high arcing 3, splashes it down for the East Eagles as they're trying to cut into it. 16-14 now, Dogs lead. 20 seconds in the first. Floyd crossing the midcourt line methodically, letting the clock run down, wanting to take the last shot of the quarter. And Floyd loses it, and it's picked up by East on the drive. 7 seconds. The layup is good, and we are tied. Everett, Floyd, 2 seconds. Half court. No good. It looked good for a moment, but it comes up short off the glass. And at the end of your first quarter, you couldn't ask for a much more electric start. We are tied up at 16. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern-style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists? That's good.
And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cut in the shareable square.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizzas the Hut.
Apology accepted.
And welcome back to WNKX Live on YouTube here tonight. We have a packed house here in J.E. Siska Memorial Gymnasium in Centerville, Tennessee. And folks, if you were unable to be here tonight in this awesome atmosphere, we hope we can bring that to your living room here tonight as you watch on the live stream. And we are underway with the second quarter, all tied up at 16.
Josh, I will say this about this game so far. It's tied up, and for good reason. Both of these teams are well prepped for each other. Everything that Hickman County does not have a strength in, East is exposing right now. And everything that East doesn't have a strength in, Hickman County is exposing right now.
And it's a tough pass into the paint, nothing there but a couple of Lady Dog defenders. Warren to Everett, hesitates, dribbles in, looking for help, gives to Warren, pulls up from deep, no good. Everett tries to secure the rebound, but it falls in the hands of Zoe Chilton, who lays it up and in. And Cam, that was not an easy shot there for Zoe Chilton.
Yeah, Josh, second chance points and free throws. That's gonna be a big game changer tonight.
And Cam, it looks like that injury earlier dealt to number 4 Kelsey Capps. Coming back to get her again as a timeout's called on the floor. She has to take a sit on the bench. And Cam, we know she took that shot earlier when her and another defender were locked up with Delaney King, so hopefully it's something too serious that she can get patched up and back into this game as soon as possible.
Yeah, I hate that for her. That's such an annoying injury, especially if it keeps coming back. I hate that for that young lady.
And it looks like this break will be a little bit extended, Cam. They'll take an elongated timeout. And what surprised me here tonight, Cam, is the effectiveness of the three ball for both of these teams, right? And I think when you have the three-point shot going, not only are you racking up more points on the board, you're getting the crowd more involved because people in baseball love watching the home run ball. People in basketball love watching the three-pointer.
Yeah, Josh, you're absolutely right. Hickman County has shot it exceptionally well tonight. They have, 4 already? East just has a couple. But looking for Hickman County and for East, it's doing two totally different things, right? Because Hickman County's in a 1-3-1, it allows, Hickman County's taking away more driving lanes and opportunities for them to get inside. So East is really just taking what they're given and doing a good job of taking care of that.
Cox passes into Adams, drives in, the shot is not there, and it goes off the hands of Brooklyn Adams. The Lady Dogs will take over. Under 7 minutes to play in this first half. 18-16, Bulldogs lead. So it's Warren down the floor, the senior, one of the big leaders on this team. Everett pulls up from Mikasina, splash down for the American Sniper, her third three of the game. And Cam, when Carly Everett is feeling it from beyond the arc, look out.
Yeah, Josh, you just got to keep feeding her and finding ways to get her open because at some point she's going to miss, but you got to keep feeding her till she doesn't.
And Terlecki drives in, and a foul will be called. Unsure if they'll call that a shooting foul, Cam. It was relatively early, and they will signal it will be a shooting foul. And there'll be number 2, Lauren Terlecki, going to the line, a woman whose name we called earlier as being someone who we expect to get a lot of minutes in this ballgame.
Yeah, Josh, and, that was a great job by her. She recognized that she was about to get fouled, so she was like, let me just throw it up there. Great job by that young lady to take advantage of the over-help on defense.
And Addie Fisher checking in for Hannah Manor for East Hickman. And Cam, really, we saw the shot. It looked a little wild, but it almost went in. So we almost saw a big and one for the Eagles there. And Terlecki knocks down both of her free throws. 21-18 your score. And they'll get Haley Gordon on the walk. Ruby Cox inbounds from the far sideline in front of the Hickman County faithful. finds Addie Fisher. Fisher dribbles left, goes across the way to the wing. It's Aubrey Fisher. Looking for help, goes across to the left wing. Addie drives, right elbow, dishes it out to Aubrey Fisher. Now back to Addie. Now free throw stripe. Adams pulls up. The shot is good. It bounces high off the rim and falls in for the Eagles. The Lady Eagles now trail by a point, 21-20 your score. Lady Dogs lead with 6 minutes to play in the half. Floyd gives to Chilton. Now to Warren. Warren drives, baseline. Puts it up, no good. Denied. The save attempted by Chilton, but it finds an East player. It's Cox, right side of the floor. Pass into the corner. Pump fake, step back by Addie Fisher. Doesn't take the shot and finds Cox, who goes up to the left wing. It's Terlecki. The three is no good. Cox tries for the putback, but she's fouled, and she has a chance to tie this game, if not take the lead, with a couple of free throws.
And Josh, something that Hickman County is not doing right now is finding Ruby Cox and boxing her out. Ruby knows, hey, I have 2 fouls. That means driving, I can't really do as much because they're going to be trying to take a charge when I drive in. So let me try to find another way to affect the game on offense. Right now, her passing and her offensive rebound is carrying this East team.
So Cox goes 2 for 2. East now leads 22-21. Delaney King back into the ball game for Haley Gordon as they look to get some size on the floor. Warren, the ball handler, met by Terlecki, dribbles right. Hands off to Chilton, dribbles in, and it's knocked out of bounds by East. It was Aubrey Fisher that came up from behind Chilton and knocked it away. Chilton inbounding from the baseline. Has to find somewhere to go and finds Floyd up top. Floyd dribbles in hard, takes it herself off the glass and gets it to go. And Cam, that's Floyd's first bucket of the game.
Yeah, East has kept her relatively quiet. They have definitely zeroed in on her. You know, it looks to me as if they've taken the approach of, if we're going to get beat, we're going to get beat by all the other girls besides Ava.
And Addie Fisher's three rattles in and out. The putback by Adams, no good. Cox picks it up, tries to drive in, nothing happening. Now the Lady Dogs down the floor. Chloe Warren dribbles right, goes all the way to the glass, gets it to fall in. Chloe Warren, 5 points on the night.
And Josh, we've talked about it. Chloe Warren driving the basketball is so effective doing that. So East gotta adjust, gotta send somebody her way.
And wide open, Terlecki in the corner. The shot hits off the top of the backboard, and the ball is loose, and a jump ball is forced. It was Aubrey Fisher and Zoe Chilton doing battle. And Hickman County will take over following the jump. Ruby Cox will take a moment to reprieve. As she will be subbed in for by Kelsey Capps. Warren up top, feeds to Chilton. Gives up top to Warren. Warren drives left-handed, goes all the way, and loses handle of it, and it goes out of bounds. So a good idea there by Warren, but well guarded by Capps.
Now, Josh, East has come up empty on a couple of possessions in a row. They've turned the ball over. I'm looking at them to get a good, solid shot.
Warren tries to get the turnover, but can't. Aubrey Fisher gets it out to Terlecki. Terlecki goes across the way to a wide-open Addie Fisher, but nice job by Everett to close the gap. Pass looking inside to Adams, and it goes off the hands of Brooklyn. Lady Dogs take over.
And Josh, East is doing a lot of good things on offense. It just gets to the point where they're either have an opportunity to get a bucket and they turn it over, or they get a good look and it just misses. It's tough for them right now.
Floyd
but they
bounce past Chilton, goes up, won't get it to fall, and it will go out of bounds on Kelsey Capps.
But like I was saying, Josh, if East keeps doing what they're doing, at some point it will benefit them. They just have to stick with it. Right now it's just not going in the hole.
Warren at the right wing, dribbles left, nobody in the paint. But a nice job by East to crash in. Warren gets it to King, who goes off the glass and gets it to go. And Cam, that shot went high off the glass.
Well, she must be making an A in geometry, because not even I would have gotten to that angle.
Kelsey Capps with the ball, swings it left corner. Now up to Terlecki. dribbles in, looking for help. Wide open as Caps pulls up from three, and shot no good. Rebounded by Chilton, who secures it and dribbles it up the floor. Warren, left wing. Warren drives to the paint. Oh, and a great job of defending it by Kelsey Caps. And it will go out of bounds on Warren. And Cam, Chloe Warren, not an easy girl to stop, but Caps, my goodness, some great defense played there by the young Eagle.
Yeah, Josh, it was a great job by her staying tall right there, not trying to go for the block, but just staying tall and solid.
Caps swings it over, and it's taken away, knocked away by Everett, and the loose ball is picked up by Terlecki. Pass into the paint. Warren tries to deny it, but she'll be called for the foul, and East will go to the line again. So a score update for you. Hickman County 27, East Hickman 22, just under 2.5 minutes to play in this first half. And the first free throw is good. Brooklyn Adams goes 2 for 2. So make that 27-24. Eagles trail by 3.
Now, Josh, East has stopped pressing. They just got out of it. It's allowing Hickman County to, I think, get into their half-court offense. If you remember earlier, they were really effective in just playing in the half-court. So interested to see what's going to happen here.
And Chilton goes up, and she's fouled. And Cam, I think that game on Tuesday against Lewis really gave Zoe some confidence. It's rare we see her be that physical, especially with 2 defenders on her like there was right there. So maybe we're seeing a new side of Chilton going forward for the remainder of the season and hopefully into the postseason as well.
Yeah, and I like it, Josh. I like the aggressiveness. You know, a game like that should give you more confidence. And, you know, I like keep the ball rolling right there.
And really you have to be. You have to force the issue when you're playing a team that plays defense as well as East Hickman does, who doesn't give away anything for free. So Terlecki up the floor for the Eagles, 2 minutes left. 29-24, Lady Dogs lead. Adams goes to the Terlecki. Terlecki dribbles up, floats it back to Adams, top of the key. Dribbles in hard, met by a few defenders. It's Fisher from 3, and no good, too strong. Floyd tries to tip it away, and it goes off the hands of Addie Fisher. So Hickman, a lucky break there. And it's Floyd crossing the logo. Floyd dribbles right, guarded by Adams. Floyd pulls up from 3, won't go. Rebounded by Caps. And she got elevated, Cam, as she secured the board. And a foul will be called on Hickman County. Delaney King, the guilty party.
And Josh, if I'm East, I'm feeling a little frustrated right now because they are doing a lot of the little things correctly. They are boxing out every time. They're crashing the offensive glass. They're jumping in passing lanes. They're causing turnovers, and they're still down in this ball game. And I think it's just attributed to just the ball not going in right now. So, like I said earlier, if they keep doing what they're doing offensively, I think it will eventually benefit them. But you have to stick with it.
Terlecki. Fisher from 3, no good. Off the backboard, Everett picks up the rebound. Everett down the floor. Fires to Gordon in the right corner, looking for help. She's trapped. Gets it over to King. Mid-range, no good, too strong. Gordon gets the rebound. Gives out to Floyd. Floyd drives in, just throws it up wildly. Picked up by Chilton. Dribbles in, puts it up, no good. And Chilton is fouled. So, Cam, it seemed like as soon as you gave praise to East Hickman, a little bit of a defensive lapse there for the Lady Eagles.
Yeah, Josh. Part of it, I think, was just an over-rotation on a pass. And on an offensive rebound, there's going to be a split second of a little discombobulation, right, when you give up an offensive rebound. But they didn't immediately adjust, right? As soon as they were like, what's happening? And then they didn't immediately figure it out. So they stayed in a little bit of a state of panic, and that's how Hickman County ended up with this easy chance at the free throw line.
Chilton goes 2 for 2. Hickman County up 31 over East, who has 24. Cox back in the game, right wing. Looking, gives the corner. Caps drives. Tries to go back to Cox, but Everett gets a hand on it, but Ruby secures it. Under 30 seconds to play. Cox to Terlecki. East content with bleeding out this clock. Bounce pass, right elbow. Cox mid-range, no good. Rebounded by Floyd. 13 seconds. Hickman County has plenty of time to run a coherent offense, but Floyd takes it all the way. Gibbs, Chilton from 3. Splash down for the Lady Dogs. 1 second. Cox lets it fly. Well short, no good. And that brings us to the end of the first half. And what a way to end it for the Hickman County Lady Dogs. Your score at the end of the first: Hickman 34, East 24. Folks, we'll be back here in just a few moments. We're going to take a brief intermission here on WNKX. Don't go anywhere.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists? That's good.
And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cut in the shareable square.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago Tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizzas the Hut.
Apology accepted.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life.
Your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
And welcome back to WNKX. Second half basketball, just under a minute away. Your score currently, the Lady Dogs up 34-24. But Cam, as we know, as we saw last time these two teams played, no lead is safe. Last game was like a roller coaster, and I'm expecting this to be more of the same, because as you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, East Hickman has shown a lot of sparks, Cam. Like they're on the precipice of a breakthrough here tonight. And Cam, depending on the adjustments made by Coach Taylor, we might just see it.
And Josh, I'm fully expecting a lot of adjustments to be made. I think they're going to look better this half, and the biggest thing is shots falling, and if you just keep shooting quality shots, they will fall.
Aubrey Fisher, right wing, gives up top. It's Addie Fisher, now to Caps. It's Cox, the right wing. Gives back up top. A lot of passes here. Adams tries to find Cox in the paint, but it sails over the head of the college commit to Bryan College. So Hickman takes over after the early turnover by East, and Cam, East had a chance to capture some momentum here early, but unable to do so, and Hickman County with a chance to have some of their own. Chilton to Warren. Warren dribbles in, gives. Chilton thought about it, but now dribbles in. At the free throw stripe, gives out to Gordon. Gordon drives in, jump stop, floats it up, and it doesn't get in. But King gets the rebound back to Gordon. The second one rolls out. So a couple of tough breaks there for Haley Gordon. And Warren, some athletic defense, knocking away the coast-to-coast pass. It will stay with East, but no easy buckets for the Lady Dogs.
And Josh, great job of being in transition defense there from the Lady Dogs. There's been a lot of times that they've struggled with that this year, but good job there.
Caps, tough mid-range from the right elbow, no good. Picked up by Gordon. Now to Floyd. Floyd goes across the way. Chilton from three. No good. Good-looking shot, but doesn't fall. East on the break. Caps all the way, lays it up left-handed, no good. Warren and Cox battling for it. Ruby comes out with it and gives it out beyond the arc. And a three attempted. Aubrey Fisher splashes it down for the Eagles.
And Josh, again, you see the Lady Dogs not boxing out, allowing East Hickman to get second chance points. East Hickman there capitalizes. If they start to capitalize more often, you're going to see them get a lot closer.
And Chilton looking for help, now dribbles. Goes up to Warren. Warren to Floyd. Floyd drives left-handed, and she travels. So Cam, it looked like Floyd was somewhere between a jump stop and a drive there, and perhaps the mind got going before the feet could, and that leads to the travel. Haley Gordon subbing out. Carly Everett back in the ball game, who has 3 3-pointers thus far. Cox, bounce pass to the corner. Aubrey Fisher, no good, too strong. Warren gets the board. Now she's on the break. Pulls up and gives to Chilton, who has it almost knocked loose. Floyd from deep, well off the mark. And Warren tries to save it, not happening. And Cam, it's rare we see Floyd miss by that big a margin there.
Yeah, Josh, I don't want to chalk it up to her being rattled after making that walk, but, you know, she's got to find her place in this offense right now. With the defense that East is playing right now, she's having a hard time manufacturing her own shot.
And Cox, a great bounce pass to Caps. And Caps with an easy 2. East closes the gap even further, 34-29. Now it's Floyd again, going to be met by Adams, gives over to Chilton. Chilton, nice bounce pass to Warren, kicks it King, loses it, it's on the floor. And a jump ball is called. It was Warren and Cox that went down for it.
And Josh,
and Hickman maintains possession.
Josh, East Hickman, the past couple of times down the court, has done a great job. So the best way to beat a 1-3-1 is you just adjust to whatever the person in the middle of the zone is doing. And they've done a great job 3 times in a row adjusting to what they've done.
Warren drives, gives. Chilton tries again from 3, won't go. And Warren tries to rip it away to force the jump, nothing called. East down the left side. To the corner, Addie Fisher from 3, knocks it down. So East has been on fire thus far on an 8-0 run to start the second half.
And Josh, we talked about it. We knew it would happen if they keep doing the little things that they were doing, and we've seen a result of the ball hitting the bottom of the net.
Warren tries taking it herself, and it goes out of bounds off of Warren. East Hickman takes over with a chance to drive it down and tie or take the lead. So we might be fortune tellers, Cam, talking about how no lead is safe, and how does this half start for East Hickman? They're one bucket away from tying it, and a timeout is called by Coach Gordon. And my goodness, what a run for the East Hickman Lady Eagles.
Yeah, Josh, you know, they have done a great job of swinging the ball quickly enough that the defense over-adjust, right? When you're playing against a zone, you are looking for two things. You're looking for the defense to over-adjust, and so that you can quickly swing it back to the other side for an open look. The next thing that you're looking for is for the defense to, like, where are the weak points in the zone, right? East knows that the weak points in the 1-3-1, because either Haley or Ava is running baseline, is size down there. So they're trying to find ways to get Ruby's shots down low, or just anybody's shots down low, because that's the greatest mismatch that they're going to get.
And East, tough pass. Adams tries to drive along the baseline. Haley Gordon called for the foul. That's 3 now on Haley Gordon. Of course, returned to action this last Tuesday after dealing with a concussion. And Fisher pulls up again and again splashes it. Well, Cam, you can't be a Fisher without a net, and my goodness, Aubrey and Addie are finding it here in this ball game. And Chilton, guarded by Cox. East spin move, loses it, picked up by Caps. Cox now driving. Tough pass, Caps wide open off the glass. So East Hickman.
And Josh, that's why Ruby's good. So a little thing that she did right there was take a tempo dribble to make both defenders hesitate, because they were trying to beat her to the basket. She did a tempo dribble, made them, as Ava Floyd gets a foul drawn and she's heading to the free throw line. But Ruby there, a tempo dribble, let her girl make the cut, dished it off for an easy layup. That was poetry right there.
So East has been on a 13-0 run. And Floyd, who looked to finally get on the board for Hickman in this half, unable to do so. But the second free throw does fall. Only Floyd's third point of the ball game, as Hickman still trails by 2, 35 to East 37. Fisher to Cox. On a Caps wide open 3, no good. Chilton gets the board. Dribbles left, now cuts back to the middle. And East getting back to set up. Gordon from 3, no good. King gets the rebound to Gordon again, drives in, goes off the glass, and gets it to fall.
Yeah, a good job there by Haley, taking her time. A good solid power dribble and using the glass there.
And we are back to square one, tied up at 37. Fisher to Aubrey. Fisher, no good. Gordon gets the board. Now to Floyd, left side. Floyd, jump stop, pulls up, won't go, and Cox gets the rebound. Down the floor, wide open. Adams goes up, the shot falls well short, but it's because she's fouled, and that sends Adams to the line, clutching at her lower back slightly after taking that tumble. That's Floyd's first on the game. And free throw number 1 is no good. And Cam, it looks like Adams is wincing a little bit on the floor. She might have been shaken up a little bit on that last collision.
Yeah, and you know, if you're her, get the ref to give you a little bit of time. You don't have to go immediately to the free throw line. Take your time, make sure you're in the moment, catch your breath, and then go back up there and shoot the free throw. She's still doing it.
And she did that on that second one. So East takes a 1-point lead. Floyd dribbles left, pass to Gordon. Gordon looking, finds King in the corner. Guarded well by Caps, looking for help, nothing there. And King steps on the baseline. And substitutions in now. Terlecki entering the game for Aubrey Fisher. Gordon exiting the game. Chloe Warren back in.
And Josh, the biggest weakness that East is exposing right now is ball handling for Hickman County. Hickman County doesn't have just a plethora of really good ball handlers. They have a bunch of really solid ball handlers, but no prolific ones. And so they're kind of exposing that a little bit right now. Good job by them.
And Floyd drives and just looking for something to fall, but won't get it. And East down the right side, Caps to Fisher on the baseline. Steps through, lays it up, won't go, but she's fouled. And they'll get number 5, Carly Everett, her first foul of the ball game. Addie Fisher at the stripe. And the first free throw falls in. Ava Floyd checking out, Haley Gordon checking in. Addie Fisher's second won't go. Cox almost secures the rebound. And they'll say it was knocked out of bounds by Hickman, so not the worst missed free throw in the world as the Eagles hold on to it, and they have a 2-point lead, 39-37, 90 seconds to play in the third quarter. Ruby Cox wide open. You can't do that as she knocks down the three and widens the lead. 42-37.
There you see Hickman County not boxing out, making them pay again.
Everett, some nice moves, kicks it out. Warren dribbles in hard to Gordon from 3, and it's no good. Rebounded by East. Finds Aubrey Fisher, kicks out to Cox, loses a handle of it, but picks it back up. Bounce pass, no one home. Was hoping to find Caps on the back cut. Bit of miscommunication results in a Hickman County basketball with under a minute to play in the third quarter. A third quarter that has been dominated by the Eagles. Hickman County moving it slowly up the floor. Now finally finds Gordon, dribbles in left. Pass to King, loses the handle of it, but gets out to Gordon, pulls up mid-range, gets it to fall, and Hickman County needed that in a big way. Hickman trails by 3 with 30 seconds to play in the third quarter. Cox jump stops, goes to Addie Fisher. Nice pass to Cox corner, Terlecki from 3, no good. Rebounded by East. So Addie Fisher, now it's Aubrey. Under 15 seconds to play, and East will run this out. Aubrey looking for something, finds Cox to Caps, who throws it up wildly, nothing there. King picks it up. Now to Gordon, and they won't get a shot off to end the quarter. But Cam, frankly, an incredible run by the East Eagles to close our third quarter. East Hickman leads 42-39. 1 quarter remains. We'll be right back.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life,
your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern-style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists?
That's good. And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cut in the shareable square.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizzas the Hut.
Apology accepted.
So what a quarter this is going to be, ladies and gentlemen. That much I can assure you. Hickman County trails by 3 against the East Hickman Eagles, 42-39. And East will start off with the ball. Cox to Addie Fisher. Back over to Cox. Open look, pulls up from 3. Won't go in. Picked up by Warren. Warren down the floor. Kicks it to Chilton. Chilton was looking for King, but it's tipped away and out of bounds. The Bulldogs stay in possession. Warren at the left wing. Tries to drive, has to pick up her dribble and kick out to Floyd. Floyd dribbles in hard, and a foul will be called against East Hickman. Number 21, Brooklyn Adams, the guilty party.
And Josh, right now, East just seems like they are making Hickman County do what they want to do when they are on defense.
And a nice bounce pass to King, but the follow-up shot not as stellar. Rebounded by East, and the foul committed by Hickman County. They'll get Delaney King for her second. Caps back to Fisher. Fisher dribbles in, feeds left. Caps hesitates, gives back out right. Fisher pulls up from deep, won't go, but rebounded by Aubrey Fisher. And Aubrey Fisher has an open look. She misses, rebounded by Cox, loses a handle of it. And the walk is called against East Hickman. So Cam, it looked like in the process, Aubrey Fisher tried to rip it away from King, but is called for the walk. A call that really could have gone either way. If you asked Hickman County fans, it should be a walk. If you asked East Hickman fans, it probably should have been a jump ball. But either way, it's Bulldog basketball with under 7 minutes. Hickman still trails by 3. Offense has not been at a surplus here as Chilton pulls up and knocks down a 3, almost on cue. So we are all tied at 42. And Hickman maybe will receive a spark of adrenaline after that Chilton 3. It's Cox, free throw strike back out. Addie Fisher from 3, no good. The ball is spiked and picked up by Chloe Warren, who gets it out to Floyd. Floyd, right side, drives in all the way. Can't lay it up off the glass. And Floyd tries knocking it away, can't. Kelsey Caps on the drive, finds Addie Fisher, layup no good. Chilton gets the rebound. So a couple of errant shots both sides there. Warren at the right wing, under 6 minutes to play. Warren drives, kicks it, Gordon to Chilton. Now to Warren left wing, drives into the paint, met by a couple of defenders. And a foul is called against Aubrey Fisher. So
Josh,
perhaps a little ticky-tacky.
It has been, it doesn't matter who you're cheering for. Both sides have to be just confused by the refs. The things that they're calling are so, I'll say this, each ref is calling a very individual game, right? They're calling the things that ref likes to call. They're not like a cohesive group right now. So as a whole, they're very inconsistent, and you're like, what? Like, why are we calling this when we're not calling that, right? I think each ref right now, they're not reffing as a group, they're kind of reffing as an individual, which is, a weird thing to deal with because, we've seen one of these refs be very quick to call on the floor fouls. When the girl's driving, he's been quick to call that foul. But then, the other two guys they haven't really called it. And so that could cause frustration for fans from both sides. And for us as broadcasters, a lot of confusion.
And Cam, during this timeout, I want to talk about a story. And it's a story about Zoe Chilton. Tonight she has 14 points. She's leading the Lady Dogs in scoring. And Cam, this game, I can't imagine how much it means to her. We saw the last game. She puts a lot of that on herself, the defeat that they suffered. So I'm sure there's nothing she wants more than to have that redemption, not just for herself, but for her teammates. Of course, you don't pin one loss on a player because that's not how sports work. But as an individual, that doubt can creep in. That self-sabotage can creep in. But that hasn't been showing here tonight as Zoe's been having a tremendous, tremendous ball game.
Yeah, Josh, absolutely. She stepped up huge as there's a turnover there. Delaney King poked it loose.
And Chilton has it. Passes. Floyd from 3. And there's Ava Floyd. Welcome back, Miss Ava. And Cam, we knew she wasn't going to keep missing for too long.
Yeah, Josh, it's one of those, it's a matter of time. Just like on the East End with the Fisher girls, it's just a matter of time till she makes one from deep.
And Fisher goes up, and a tough shot. No good, but it's knocked away by Adams after what looked like a sure Bulldog rebound. A very nice hustle play by the Eagles. Hickman up 46-42. Caps finds Cox in the paint. Nice defense there underneath, forcing her to go back out to Caps, who drives, kicks it. Cox, baseline, pulls up, shot off the mark. Knocked out of bounds by King.
And Josh, you know, whoever comes out and wins this ball game, whatever, East Hickman has won the hustle battle. Hickman County is not putting bodies on these East Hickman girls, and East is making them pay with offensive rebounds. And on defense, they have hustled to the utmost. And so I've been very impressed with that tonight, is the commitment to doing the little things that can get you those extra points.
Aubrey Fisher gives to Caps a deep 3, misses off to the left. And a foul is called against East Hickman. They'll get Brooklyn Adams. So Adams doesn't really agree, and maybe she has a case, Cam, I don't know.
Yeah, Josh, that's one of those, like, the players have each other hooked around. It's what, you know, if you're a ref, that's a losing call, because to me it can be called on either one of them, right? But when you choose to call it on one, people are going to be upset, and that's what you see here.
So a timeout is called. Now, Cam, although Hickman County leads by 4, 46-42, a 4-point lead may as well be a tie ball game with how this game has been going. It seems like points have been going back and forth. These two teams, like boxers in their prime, exchanging body blows. And really, we expected nothing different. That's how the last time these two teams faced off was. That's how a good rivalry will always be. It will always be competitive down to the wire, no matter how good or bad either team is. It just so happens that this year, they're almost dead even as far as record, especially in the district. They're both 2-2.
Yeah, Josh, you know, if you're a fan of Hickman County sports in any sense, East or Hickman County, you love this game. I mean, it's been close, it's been a battle, it's been a grind, and these next 4.5 minutes are going to be the best to watch.
And these 4.5 minutes will begin with Bulldog ball. Floyd left side taking her time. Of course, Ava had the big 3 earlier, but she hopes will get her back on track. Floyd drives in, off the glass, won't go. King gets the rebound, puts it up, the putback won't go. Cox gets the rebound, and Haley Gordon able to force the jump. And Hickman County has the possession arrow on their side. Floyd finds King. King to Warren. Warren drives it hard to the paint. Cox crashes on defense, and the shot won't roll for Warren. Under 4 minutes to play. Cox down the floor. Takes it all the way. Nice step through and gets the layup.
Yeah, the coast-to-coast play there for Ruby Cox. Hickman County has got to have somebody step up there, but great job by Ruby. If nobody's going to stop her, why don't she just keep going?
King drives, kicks it. Gordon to Warren. Pulls up from 3. It falls short. I believe East got a hand on it. And East finally gets it out and can drive down the floor. Chilton not letting up, though, defensively. To the corner. It's Adams. Swings it across the way up top to Aubrey Fisher. Now to Addie Fisher. Steps into the 3 and knocks it down. And Cam, the Lady Dogs gave her a lot of room to work with there from beyond the arc as East Hickman takes a 1-point lead, 47-46. And Ava Floyd won't get it to go. King gets the rebound. Won't get the putback. And Cox able to secure it. Down the right side. Gives the corner. Now it's passed up top to Aubrey Fisher. Goes over to Adams. Under 3 minutes to play. Addie Fisher steps back, looks to drain the clock a little bit as she hands off to the college commit Ruby Cox. Cox, wide open look. The shot is off the mark. And it goes out of bounds. Adams tries to save it, but it will be Hickman ball as Carly Everett checks into the game for Delaney King. And Cam, it looks like Coach Gordon wants some speed on the floor right now.
Yeah, Josh, absolutely. East has been really pushing it in transition. We know Delaney not the best in transition defense, so getting more versatility out there definitely doesn't hurt, but that means they're going to have to commit even more so to boxing out.
Zoe Chilton drives into the paint, loses a handle on it, and it's picked up by East. That's Aubrey Fisher, takes it all the way. The left-handed layup goes in. East now leads by 3 points, and a timeout is called.
And if you're Hickman County there, Josh, somebody has got to stop the ball. What's the only object that can go in the basket that counts as a point? The ball. So what do you need to stop? The ball.
I couldn't have said it better myself, Cam. And with under 2 minutes to play, 1:57 to be exact, my goodness, this game is going to come down to the wire, as we've said several times already.
And Josh, these East Hickman ladies, they have on offense right now, in the first half, it seemed like it was either a turnover or a missed shot. Right now, it feels like a turnover or a made shot. And if they can limit if they can keep it to 0, 1, or 2 turnovers in these last few minutes, it's going to be tough for these Hickman County girls to get back in, because for as good as they shot the 3 in the first half, I believe they've only made 1 in the second.
So it's Floyd. Finds Warren. Warren drives in, wants to go all the way, nothing there, and it's knocked out of bounds by East Hickman. And Cam, I think to your point earlier, we've seen 2 3-pointers this half. Ava Floyd with 1, and then Zoe Chilton had 1 as well. So Floyd inbounds, finds Warren in the corner, drives in, bounce pass to Chilton, drives in, gives to Warren, off the leg of Adams, and a jump ball is called. Possession will go to the Lady Eagles.
And Josh, if I'm Haley Gordon there, I need to have the presence of mind to call a timeout right there. If you're getting on the ground and there might be a jump ball, if you don't get rid of it soon, call that timeout so you can keep possession. But great job by East diving all over it.
It's Addie Fisher. Gives it back over to Cox as they're in shoe clock mode. 1 minute and 10 to play. A lot of quick passes back and forth. Cox. Back to Fisher. Under 1 minute to play. Floats into Caps, and a lot of time being melted off by East, and a foul on Cox. And that's the last player you want to foul. Of course, not quite in the free throw range yet. Hickman still has a few to spare.
Yeah, and great job there by East to take care of the ball, make the Hickman County girls commit to trying to. That's Chloe Warren with the foul there. But, I mean, they ran a good 20 seconds off right there, just passing it back and forth.
And Cam, I think what's important right now is that Hickman County needs a 3. Now, we saw last game, Hickman County needed a 3, and what happened? There were some mental lapses. They tried to drive in to get a 2-point bucket with less than 5 seconds. So I'm looking forward to seeing how Coach Gordon adjusts and how he handles this 3-point deficit.
Yeah, Josh, I hope that these girls remember and can think back to that game that they were in. What did they do wrong in that game that they can make right here? And the adjustment that they need to make, Who's it going to come from? Who's going to step up? Who's going to make the big play? And if you're East, don't turn the ball over. I've mentioned it already. Do not turn the ball over. Turning the ball over in these last few minutes is what's going to let Hickman County get back in the game.
The timeout has ended. Addie Fisher to inbound from the sideline. Floats it out, and Warren gets a hand on it but can't force the turnover. Finds Caps, who lost it, picks it up and gives it back out to Addie Fisher. And Warren with the foul with 35 seconds. And Cam, what also hurts about being down by 3 for the Lady Dogs, if they finally force them to the free throw line, one free throw makes it a 2-score game. Cox swings it over to Caps. Caps hands it off. And a foul is called. That will send Aubrey Fisher to the free throw line. So, Cam, if you're Fisher, you have to concentrate on making just one.
And Josh, you know, it's and the one that you want to make is the one that you're taking right now. You're not going up there thinking, oh, I hope I make one of these. It's, I'm going to make this first one, and she does there.
So now a 2-score game, Hickman County. Not a lot of ground to give. And she goes 2 for 2. So Hickman will get an offensive possession. Less than 30 seconds. Everett driving in off the glass, gets it to go. And a timeout is called. So Cam's still a 3-point game.
Yeah, and a good job there by Carly Everett taking an easier bucket. Now, after that 20-second mark, you don't have the option to take that shot unless you know you're going to get fouled, which you don't know that. So, you know, if you're Hickman County, you feel more comfortable taking the shot from deep. If you are East, if I am the coach, this might not be what all coaches would do or should do, but if I'm the coach, I am playing every girl to the side of their dominant hand and not allowing them to get a shot off from deep, right? And if I'm on offense, I'm telling them I'm either getting the ball to this one particular person that I trust to knock down these free throws, or I am going to set up a press break where I move the ball so quickly they don't have the opportunity to foul.
The timeout has ended. East inbound, it will be at Kelsey Caps at the baseline. Hickman giving a lot of attention to Ruby Cox. It's inbounded. Back to Caps. And couldn't foul her. And they finally get the foul off with 14.6 seconds. And Cam, it looked like Everett wanted that foul a bit earlier.
Well,
wasn't
Josh,
able to get it.
The thing about a foul is you got to foul her. You can't just put a hand on her back. Make it noticeable. Make it blatant. That's what you have to do in these situations. You have to do those things.
And Cam, that was the 5th foul for Chloe Warren as she will foul out on the night. So one made free throw here, Cam. You don't want to say it seals it, but there's a good probability. Caps misses the first one. And Cam, that first miss can have a lot of weight on you mentally.
And if you are Hickman County, you have to do everything you can to box out and get this rebound.
And she gets the second one. And a timeout will be called by East with 14 seconds. So really, Cam, if you're Hickman County, you need a 3, right? As much as you want to drive in and take your 2 points, it's really 3 or bust.
And if you're Coach Gordon, you have to draw up something where you can get a shot off, hopefully before the 10-second mark, right? So it gives you a little bit more time because, you know, and you got to knock it down, right? I'm drawing up a play. If I'm Coach Gordon, I have to draw up a play with 2 or 3 options to shoot it from deep, right? And so, and if I'm East, the question is, do I come out in a press? And if I'm the coach, I would, right? Because that's going to make it more difficult to get the ball in. Or do you sit back and wait and deny the 3 ball once you get past half court? You know, I'm interested to see what the East defense does.
Now, whatever it is, Cam, of course, you have the brilliant mind of Tucker Hobbs on the East side, and as well as Coach Aaron Taylor. We know East is always well prepared, well coached. We know they'll be ready for this moment here. Of course, they want to pressure Hickman County. No easy shots. They give to Everett. 14 seconds. Everett flying down the floor. Goes over to Gordon, and it's taken away, and that'll do it. So the Hickman County Bulldogs unable to even get a shot off at the end of the 4th quarter. And the East Hickman Eagles have walked into J.E. Cisco and have toppled the Hickman County Bulldogs. It was a thrilling contest. Final score, East Hickman 52, Hickman County 48. And the boys game will be here in about 15 minutes time. And folks, we appreciate you for joining us, whether you're an Eagle, whether you're a Bulldog. Your support means the world to us. And a special thank you to John Michael Lewis, our producer and cameraman for the evening. Cameron and I will take a brief intermission, and we'll be right back to run through a pregame for the boys game. Don't go anywhere.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern-style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists?
Good. And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cut in the shareable square.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago Tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizzas the Hut.
Apology accepted.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life.
Your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
Welcome back to WNKX, your home for Hickman County sports. And it's one of the biggest nights of the year as the Hickman County Bulldogs are hosting the East Hickman Eagles right here at J.E. Cisco Memorial Gymnasium at Hickman County High School in Centerville, Tennessee. I'm Josh Copley alongside my broadcast colleague Cameron Peters. And Cam, we just witnessed a classic between the Lady Dogs and the Lady Eagles, and I'm expecting more of the same here with this matchup between the boys of East and the boys of Hickman County. Now, Cam, the Hickman County Bulldogs enter in tonight 16-7, undefeated in the district. East Hickman enters in tonight at 10-14, 2-2 in the district. So, Cam, with the Bulldogs on a 7-game winning streak, and with East Hickman entering into this foreign environment, this hostile environment, what do they need to do to pull out a win, which some would consider an upset victory?
Well, Josh, one, stay out of foul trouble. Last time they played, East Hickman got in foul trouble early, same as the girls, and that got them in a little bit of a funk in the first half. Along with that, they need to shoot it well tonight. We've watched this Hickman County team. They are firing on all cylinders right now. The best way to stop a team that's hot is to get hot yourself. And so I think stretching the floor is going to be big tonight. I'm looking, honestly, whoever shoots better from deep tonight has a good shot at winning. And the word we know all too well, Josh, rebounding. How many times have we talked about the key to the game being rebounding? You know why? It's because high schoolers, for some reason, have such a hard time boxing out. Whoever boxes out and gets rebounds tonight is going to be in a lot better position to win this basketball game.
And Cam, when you speak about boxing out, it's hard to ignore the two big men representing both teams. First, on the East end, you've got Nathan Hobbs, of course, who has committed to play football at Kentucky Wesleyan. So we're very happy, we're very proud of Nathan, and we're sure he's going to do great. Of course, he was an integral part of the football team's success over at East, of course, coached by former Hickman County High School teacher Chris Austin. So they have a great program over there, and Nathan is a part of what made it so great. So we wish that young man the very best. So he'll be the big man on the side of East Hickman. But Cam, you look over to the Bulldog side, the side in red and black, you find a big man who's starting to find himself, and that's Tyler McKinnon. Cam, we saw Tyler throw down one of the nastiest dunks of the year against Lewis County, and he did it with ease. And I think that opened his eyes a little bit, and he finally thought, you know, I could have been doing this all year. We've seen him in warm-ups. He just looks like a more confident player than we're accustomed to seeing.
Yeah, Josh, and when the last time these two teams match up, that was a big thing to watch for, was those two big guys. Nathan got in a lot of foul trouble early. That resulted in, you know, an easier time for Tyler and the other big guys. But either way, tonight, we're going to see those two big bodies go at it, and I'm excited to watch.
It will certainly be entertaining basketball, Cam. All of those here tonight will certainly be worth the price of admission for those here. And for those tuning in, watching on YouTube here tonight, certainly will be worth it to you all as well. And we appreciate you joining us live. We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that bell while you're there, so that way you can be notified every time Hickman County goes live with a presentation of some high school sports. So we are just 90 seconds away from tip-off with this boys game. And Cam, looking back to the last time these two teams met, you already mentioned one of the big stories, and that was Nathan Hobbs fouling out early, or at least being in foul trouble early. And Cam, he has been a difference maker on this team all year. He was the difference maker when he was on the floor at East Hickman. So tonight, I think Coach Matney and the rest of those guys are going to make adjustments to keep Hobbs on the floor as often as possible and to keep him as secure as possible. But Cam, when you're playing big man ball, that's the risk you take, right? You're always in the paint, you're going to be involved with charging bodies, and it's hard to avoid those fouls sometimes.
Yeah, Josh, absolutely. Fouling is a part of the game. You just have to be careful with them, right? You know, I've said a number of times on our broadcast, I 100% think you should always use 4 fouls, right? You don't get to the last one, but play aggressive enough where you put yourself in an opportunity that you're hustling that hard, right? And but when you have a player that, you know, a lot of your offense can be more efficient with him on the floor, that guy has to be extra cautious of that and know that. Don't necessarily play with caution, but play with that knowledge.
Well, and Cam, think back to the last game. It was neck and neck up to the half. It was back and forth. East Hickman was feeding off that energy, but in the second half, they started to trail off a little bit. Of course, Hickman County ended up storming ahead and really never looked back as they took the win by about 18 points or so. But tonight, East Hickman won't have that momentum on their side. They won't have that hometown crowd, that hometown floor advantage. So if East wants to win this game, they have to play a complete four-quarter game of basketball, and they have to weather that early storm that Hickman County will be bringing, riding a 7-game winning streak after beating a rival on Tuesday and entering into a red-hot crowd tonight. Of course, it being Spirit Week as well, so much going on here at Hickman County, but it can also be a lot of distractions as well if you let it.
Yeah, Josh, absolutely. And these two teams, they look like they're ready to go to war, Josh.
The starting five for Hickman County: Braden Brown, Tyler McKinnon, Dylan Qualls, Elisha Puckett, and Will McDonald. For the East Eagles, Silas Quillen, Braxton Hill, Dakota Ragsdale, Weston Stiles, and Nathan Hobbs. And we are underway. Qualls wins the tip, and it's the Mr. Basketball nominee Elisha Puckett starting things off as he feeds over to Braden Brown. Now Puckett at the right wing. Puckett drives in. Hobbs there to meet him. Fade away. Oh, mercy.
And that's that shot, Josh. That's a shot we've seen so many times, that fadeaway jumper in the lane. I love it.
So Elisha gets things started for the Dogs, and the student section already riled up. Hickman up 2-0 early. Only 30 seconds have gone by. Stiles feeds, and it's denied by Elisha Puckett as Braxton Hill tried going up for the layup. And Elisha left the wing, now dribbles to the right. Feeds off to McDonald, pulls up deep. Oh, Will McDonald starting off on fuego.
And Josh, Hickman County has come out in a man-to-man defense. We have seen them play a 2-3 zone 4 games in a row, so for them to come out man is definitely a surprise.
And if Will McDonald is feeling it early, it could be a long night for the Eagles. Quillen gives to Hobbs. Hobbs pull up. The shot is knocked down and good by Ragsdale. A long two there makes it 5-2. Hickman leads. Elisha pump fakes. McKinnon pulls up mid-range. Shot won't go. Qualls gets the rebound, puts it off the glass, and it falls in. And Cam, that's the style of play we love seeing from Dylan Qualls.
Yeah, absolutely. The little hustle plays, but if you're East, you have to know where he is. You got to know he's crashing the glass. Somebody's got to box him out.
Ragsdale in the right corner met by Puckett. Now Hobbs at the right wing up top. Now to Stiles. Stiles spins into the paint, off the glass, won't get it to go. Hobbs has the ball, and it hits the baseline. It will be a turnover. Hickman County takes possession. The Bulldogs wearing the white jerseys here tonight, East Hickman in black. Elisha with the ball up the floor. Crossing the logo. Your score 7-2, Bulldogs lead. Brown, left wing. McKinnon on Hobbs, puts it up and gets it to go, and Tyler McKinnon is all fired up, and that's the matchup Cam will be watching all ball game.
Yeah, Josh, absolutely. Tyler McKinnon doing a good job. He did not move Nathan at all, but going up strong still.
It's Stiles, top of the key, met by Brown. Dishes over to Quillen. Quillen bounce pass, driving in is Hill, lays it off the glass. A very athletic play by Braxton. 9-4 your score, Hickman up. Puckett gives, McDonald pump fakes a deep three, drives in, tries to go all the way, loses it, and it's picked up by Stiles. Stiles down the left side of the floor. Slows it down and now runs the offense. Bounces out to Quillen, right wing, finds Hobbs, but it goes off of Hobbs, and Puckett behind the back down the floor, left side, spin move, goes up himself and gets it to go. And Cam, really that's a play most players just look outside beyond the arc for help. Not Elisha, 3-on-1, 4-on-1, 5-on-1, 10-on-1. Doesn't matter, Puckett's taking the shot and it's falling in to make it 11-4 Bulldogs.
Yeah, Josh, and Elisha's got a look in his eyes tonight, an aggressive one, and a great job there. So last time they ran a post-on-post screen to get Nathan open. there. Elisha picked that up.
And Hobbs pulls up, shot too strong. Qualls and Puckett, incidental collision there, but it's picked up by Qualls, and now Braden Brown. Brown has it knocked out of bounds by Stiles. Nice defensive play there by East. Forces Hickman to throw it in from the sideline in front of the East Hickman bench. It'll be Puckett inbounding. Ragsdale there face-to-face with him. And a bit of a lull in the action here. And it looks like number 20, Tyler Walker, checking in for Silas Quillen. Unsure what the issue is there. And Puckett floats it to McKinnon. Hands off to Puckett. Dribbles in. Gets it out. McDonald pulls up from 3. Oh, the air to the Ryan McDonald Empire. Drains a 3. That's 2 for McDonald.
Yeah, Josh, and we've seen Will have a good first half of the game, 3 or 4 games in a row, so continuing that trend. If I'm East right here, I'm trying to manufacture a shot through my offense right now. They're playing a lot of ISO ball. They got to swing the ball, get that moving, and that'll get them open.
And Ragsdale pulls up well short. Snagged by Hill, but it hits the baseline. And Cam, Hickman County playing some tough interior defense thus far here tonight, not allowing any easy shots for the Eagles.
And Josh, if I am East, I am getting to the other end of the court, and I'm saying, guys, let's trust our offense, right? We have got to find our rhythm. The only way to do that is to trust what we're doing.
Brown gets up to Qualls. Qualls gives to McDonald. Has it knocked loose, but he's able to secure it. And he goes back to Elisha, who saves the half-court violation. Puckett to Qualls, guarded by Quillen. Qualls wants to drive, kicks it. McDonald drives in, now back out to Elisha. Hesitates. Guarded closely by Dakota Ragsdale. Tough pass to Qualls. Tries to find McKinnon, passes off, but Tyler hustles out to the arc. Qualls couldn't secure the jam. So Cam, that is not what you want to see from your hometown guy. And all Qualls can do is smile at himself. And Cam, it's rare we see Dylan miss those dunks. And that'll be a technical, and that'll send Silas Quillen to the line as he makes number 1. So Quillen, number 2, is up, and it's in. So he goes 2 for 2 after the Dylan Qualls technical.
And Josh, Dylan has to know better than that. You're going to get a tech if you hang on the rim. That was completely unnecessary right there. And a good call by the ref, the correct call. But Dylan's got to be better than that. Those little mistakes like that are going to get you in this game.
Hobbs trying to put it up, and McKinnon swats it down, and he goes over the back of Hobbs, and a foul will be called on McKinnon. But Cam, if you're Hickman County, that's the physicality you want to see out of Tyler, even though it resulted in a foul right there. And Hobbs, great effort there to attempt the putback as well.
Yeah, and if I'm Hickman County, if I'm the off-ball defender, if I'm in help, you got to go take a chance and double there. You know Nathan is very effective in the paint, right? So you can't give him anything easy, and you don't want Tyler to get that foul. If you're in help, you need to go double.
Blystad in the game for Braden Brown. Hobbs misses free throw number 1, number 2 on the way. And it's up. No go off the back of the rim, and Puckett gets the board. Elisha left side. He's in the corner now, looking for help. Goes over to Blystad. Now to McKinnon at the free throw line. Floats it out. McDonald pulls up from 3. Won't fall in. And Hobbs with the save. So McDonald, of course, feeling confident. You don't hate that shot at all if you're Coach Dawson. Stiles now with the ball. Bounce pass over. Finds Hill. Now back to Stiles.
And Josh, Hickman County just switched into their 1-3-1. This is something that Coach Dawson put out last game, and it looked pretty solid. So seeing it here with Dylan at the top is always tough for the other team.
Puckett knocks away the pass. It's a turnover. Floats it to Qualls. Qualls has the offensive charge called against him as he was backing up and looking for a layup. And it will be East ball, so Qualls already with a couple of offensive fouls here early, and that will bring Tim Puckett into the game. Qualls will take a seat on the bench for a few moments. 14-6 your score. Hickman leads Quillen. 90 seconds to play in the first quarter. It's been an eventful one thus far. Stiles back to Quillen. Looking for help. Goes back to Stiles. Stiles dribbles in and goes out to Quillen. Jump stop. Goes off of McKinnon, and it's ripped away. And the jump ball is called. So Cam, pretty good eye there by the official, as the possession arrow will favor East Hickman. Now I've noticed, Cam, jump balls, the only side that's angry is the one that doesn't have the possession arrow, more often than not.
Yeah, well, and not even angry, just frustrated, you know, because sometimes you don't want that jump ball to be called. But if you're a ref, that's the call that you put in your back pocket that says, when in doubt, that's what I'm going with.
And McDonald with the takeaway, right side of the floor, pulls up. No good. And Tim Puckett was fighting for the rebound and takes a tumble. Of course, Tim Puckett, who checked into the game for Dylan Qualls. Stephen Bailey in the game as well. Shot no good. Elisha secures the board. And a foul is called against East Hickman. So Cam, really to no one's surprise, already a physical ball game being played here in J.E. Cisco.
Yeah, Josh, and you know, it looked pretty clean in the first part for both teams, and these last few minutes have gotten a little wild and a little sloppy, to be honest. So as there's a discrepancy between the referees, but Kylan Sill will come in for Tyler McKinnon.
It's so nice to have a player as talented as Kylan Seal off your bench, and only a sophomore as well.
But he's also got the toughest matchup with Nathan Hobbs.
Elisha, guarded by Quillen, dribbles in hard. Crossover, takes it, tries to put it up, shot won't go, but Puckett draws the foul. And Cam, what I noticed between the matchup of Hobbs and Seal, as far as height goes, not too big of a discrepancy, but you would argue that Hobbs certainly has the strength advantage as well as the experience advantage as well, while McKinnon brings strength and height to that matchup when he's in.
Yeah, Josh, absolutely. You know, Hobbs is a stout kid. You're not really going to move him if you're Kylan Seal. If you're Kylan, what you're trying to do is deny the ball inside. Now, they're in their 2-3 zone, so you have some help to assist with that now.
And Yablonsky in the game for East. Tough pass, Hobbs, spin move. Puts it up off the glass, no good. The ball's being fought for. Hobbs gets the rebound and the putback, no good. But he's fouled and will go to the line. The foul will be on number 30, Kylan Seal. The fourth team foul for Hickman.
And Josh, right there is where not boxing out punished Hickman County. Because you have got to make sure you are boxing out the guy that shoots the ball, and you can't allow him a second chance. Great job by Hobbs continuing the play there, though.
And Hobbs gets the first free throw to roll in. East trails by 9, 16-7. Make that 16-8 as Hobbs goes 2 for 2. 20 seconds remaining in the first quarter. So Hickman certainly looking to take the final shot of the quarter. Puckett up top, pulls up from 3. No good, well off the mark, hits left of the rim off the backboard. Hobbs drives, 1 second, pulls up from 3. It's short, the shot waved off regardless. And that brings us to the end of the first quarter. Bulldogs lead 16-8. We'll be right back with second quarter of play.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists?
That's good. And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cut in the shareable square.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago Tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, your Chicago apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizzas the Hut.
Apology accepted.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life,
your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
And welcome back to WNKX. We appreciate you joining us on YouTube. We encourage you to tell your friends to come subscribe to WNKX and tell them to hit the button, hit the bell while they're there, so they can be notified anytime Hickman County goes live with a presentation of high school sports. Of course, we're trying to grow the channel, grow the station, so we can improve your viewing experience. So we are underway in the second quarter, under 8 minutes to go. Puckett, guarded by Ragsdale, drives a nice move by Elisha, and he lays it up and in. And if you're East Hickman, you can only tip your hat to that one.
Yeah, that's one of those. It doesn't matter who made that move. You just got to give him, that was a good one.
Jablonski tries to find Ragsdale, nothing there. Puckett with a takeaway. Down the right side. Elisha pulls up from three. No good off the rim. And Seal hustles, saves it right to the hands of McDonald. And that's the speed you got of Kylan Seal that you don't get from Tyler McKinnon. So both men having their strengths in their own ways. Seal using his right there. Puckett, baseline, driving. And a blocking foul called on East Hickman.
And you got to give it to Ragsdale. Each time that they have matched up, he has been one-on-one with Elisha Puckett and has done a tremendous job. I mean, out of the defenders that Elisha has seen, he has been in the at least top three for me.
Elisha pulls up mid-range, splashdown. Jablonski and Quillen subbing out for East Hickman. Goodwin and Hobbs back in. Under 7 minutes to play, Hickman County 20, East 8. Hobbs in the paint was looking for his man Goodwin on a potential back cut. Miscommunication there, and Hobbs fires it out of bounds.
Now,
Bulldog ball.
Josh, if you will remember back to the other game, Carter Goodwin lit it up from deep. He made, I believe, 3. So that's a guy to watch for East from the perimeter. And in warm-ups, I think he made like 14 in a row. He looked like Steph Curry warming up.
And Puckett, quick catch release, splashes the 3. Elisha's first three-pointer of the ball game. His 13th point on the evening. In the corner, that's Walker. Walker goes across the way to Goodwin. Nice hops by Carter. And McDonald gets the takeaway. He's all by himself. And a Will McDonald jam. And a timeout is called, and Will McDonald is all fired up. And Hickman County off that dunk leads 25-8. And if you're a Bulldog fan, please don't go too hard on our cameraman, John Michael Lewis, for not picking up that dunk. It's not an easy job he has, very difficult.
I clicked it to go that way, and it went the wrong way.
Of course, our technology, not perfect. But there will be other big moments later on.
You know, you have to commend John Michael. He's done such a good job all year long. You know, you make a mistake every now and then. Hey, he's a big baseball guy. How many times do you strike out, right? The best players hit 300. It's all right. Mistakes happen. Next play, baby.
As Mr. Brightside, a fan favorite, echoes throughout the walls of J.E. Cisco. The timeout is concluded. And for those of you that were curious, the boys were the winners of Spirit Week here at Hickman County High School, Kai Skates was Spirit King, Lily Istri Spirit Queen. Walker from the corner, three, no good. Nice rebound by Ragsdale, feeds to Hobbs, who lays it up and in. So East Hickman has broke double digits, 25-10. Bulldogs lead. McDonald in the right corner rather, gives to Puckett. Puckett drives, floats it to Seal, and an offensive foul is called on Hickman County. They'll get Elisha Puckett as the guilty party.
Yeah, and a great heads-up job there by Nathan Hobbs to take that hit from Elisha. You know, anytime that you can get a foul called on a big player, it's a good move.
So Goodwin across the logo, feeds over to Bailey. Bailey to Ragsdale, looking for help, finds Walker. Walker dribbles left, Goodwin pulls up the lefty, no good. Rebounded by the Bulldogs. And Elisha just slings it down the floor, finds McDonald. Oh my goodness! What a shot by Will McDonald. A low probability shot, but McDonald finds it and gets it to fall. Now East, looking to answer back. It's Walker, bounce pass, Ragsdale, back, now to Hobbs, and a nice layup by Hobbs.
And Josh, that was artistry right there. That looked like the prime Spurs. That ball movement, that offensive movement was gorgeous there by the East Hickman Eagles.
Puckett up top, feeds over to his brother Tim. Now back to Blystad. Now Puckett pump fakes, dribbles in, steps. The official blows the whistle, and Ragsdale is called for the foul. That'll be his first, East second team foul. Kylan Seal subbing out, McKinnon back into the ballgame. Elisha finds McDonald, and it's knocked out of bounds by Stiles, and it goes off of Will McDonald. So a nice defensive play by Weston Stiles. We've seen a couple of those already tonight by this young man. Stiles across the logo, gives over to Goodwin. Bounce pass, looking for Bailey, nothing there. McDonald on the drive, misses the layup, but Tim Puckett gets the putback.
And a great job there by Tim Puckett to continue to hustle down the floor there, picking up those second chance points.
Stiles, bounce pass, goes off of McDonald, and it goes out of bounds off the scorer's table. It will stay with East Hickman. But Will McDonald has been all over the place so far here tonight.
Yeah, he's been having a great game so far, and it started with his hustle, really. But this 2-3 zone has been giving the Eagles fits the past couple possessions.
The senior Braden Folks into the game. Dylan Qualls back in as well. So is Braden Brown. Bounce pass, Hobbs in the left corner, met by Qualls. Goes across the way, sends it flying into the crowd. And a nice snag by the front row over there, Kim.
Yeah, he caught it in the shooting pocket, ready to fire.
But to see an O'Gwen three-pointer there, Kim. So Hobbs had a man open, but of course those coast-to-coast passes so difficult to execute, and Hickman takes over. Brown gives to McKinnon, to Qualls. Lays it up off the glass, the roll won't go, and Hobbs secures the rebound. So we saw a body hit the floor there, Cam. Usually indicates a foul, but nothing there. And Hobbs down the floor gives to Goodwin. Now over to Stiles, who pulls up from deep. No good off the back of the rim. Picked up by Brown, who tries to fly down the floor. Before he can do so, is fouled by Carter Goodwin.
Yeah, and that's a tough foul call there if you're Goodwin. You were trying to go for the loose ball. Brady Brown picked it up and had possession. So one of those, like, typically if it's a loose ball, it wouldn't end up being that way. But, you know, just the luck.
Brown to McKinnon at the free throw stripe. Gives over to Puckett at the right wing. Puckett was looking to drive, but an offensive foul will be called on Dylan Qualls. And Cam, that will be Qualls' third foul, all of them offensive. Under 3 minutes to play in this first half. Hickman County 29, East Hickman 12. Styles met by Folks, gives over to Bailey. Bailey floats it looking for Walker, and it sails out of bounds. And they'll say Charlie Blystad got the last hand on it. And Hobbs and Yablonsky checking back in for the Eagles. Bounce pass, Hobbs in the paint, goes up and over McKinnon and gets the 2 to fall. Make that 29-14 as East tries to scratch and claw back. Puckett right wing, nice move by Elisha. Dribbles back out, drives left-handed, kicks it. Brown in the corner. Now to Elisha, pulls up from 3, contested, won't get the roll. And Styles got the initial hand on it, and it falls into the hands of Nathan Hobbs.
And Josh, right now it just seems like a stalemate for both teams on offense. Both the defensives have just been playing really solid, and nobody's really getting great looks.
Brown guarding Styles. Now shifts over to Folks on defense. Yablonsky at the right wing looking for help and gives off to Bailey. Up top, dishes quickly, Styles. Drives in, down to the paint. But runs into McKinnon, has to give up to Bailey who pulls up. The 3 is too strong, but Hobbs, tough rebound and a nice putback by Nathan Hobbs.
Yeah, great job there sticking with the ball, sticking with that play, and good finish.
So under 90 seconds to play in the first half. Puckett moves, drives, paint, lays it up, and it rolls in.
And a great job there by Elisha, taking control of the offense. Hickman County's been struggling a little bit getting things going, but Elisha taking care of things there, just saying, hey, I got it.
The pass corralled by Styles at the left wing. A minute remains in the ball game. Hobbs goes up and gets it in again. So Nathan Hobbs and Elisha Puckett, the 2 men that have been leading in scoring for both sides, as Hobbs cuts it to an 18-31 deficit, 45 seconds remain.
Incredible patience there by Hobbs, getting 2 guys up in the air and him going through them.
And Elisha, step back 3, splash down. Another bucket for Puckett. Make it 34-18, under 30 seconds remain. Styles up the floor, finds Walker, kicks it back out, left elbow. Styles looking for help, dribbles to his right, kicks it out. Bailey from deep, 3 is no good. Rebound secured by Hobbs, the stripe, but taken away by Brown. The ball's loose and picked up by Hobbs, 5 seconds. Hobbs has it knocked out by the senior Folks. Elisha, 2 seconds. And the time will expire. So Cam Elisha unable to get a shot off there, but Hickman still ends the half on a good note to a round of applause from this hometown crowd at the end of the first half. Hickman County 34, East Hickman 18, but still a lot of ball game left. Cam and I are taking a brief intermission, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life,
your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists?
That's good. And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cut in the shareable square.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago Tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizzas the Hut.
Apology accepted.
And we are just about a minute away from resuming with second half basketball. I'll clarify what I did the last time these two teams faced off. We're not doing coaching interviews tonight, just trying to keep it non-biased. So, of course, our intermission for this half a little bit longer than normal when we have Coach Gordon filling in as player of the game. But Cam, tonight this game has gone almost how we expected it to, at least in the sense that it's been Elisha Puckett leading in scoring for Hickman, and then Nathan Hobbs on the other end doing the same for his team.
Yeah, Josh, you know, two incredible basketball players, but I think the thing that has pushed Hickman County to this lead is certainly the helping cast. Somebody I want to point out, he played a lot on senior night, Braden Folks. He had not seen a lot of minutes. He played well in their game the other night. Coach Dawson threw him in the second quarter to give him some minutes, and he played absolute lockdown defense while he was in there. So shout out to Braden. Great job stepping up when you get the opportunity.
And Cam, we know East Hickman has a deep bench in their own right. I mean, we've seen guys like Tyler Walker step up the last time these two teams played. He did really well last time off the bench. Same with Carter Goodwin, right? A very elite three-point shooter. Haven't seen him make one yet here tonight, but I'm sure if he sees more minutes, we certainly will see him start to pile up the points.
Yeah, I'm sure one will come for him, undoubtedly.
And East inbounds it, and we are underway with the second half. Hickman County 34, East Hickman 18. One half to decide a winner. Miscommunication. Qualls on the break. And this time he gets the jam with an exclamation point. Qualls leaving no doubt. Doesn't hang on to the rim. Sprints right back to play defense. So Qualls learning from his technical. East now driving, looking to answer back. Ragsdale can't get it over McKinnon, and Tyler just rips it away and lets it fly down the court right to Braden Brown. Pump fake off the glass. Brown with two. And that's Brown's first bucket on the night. It's Styles across the logo. Bounce pass, Ragsdale. Spin move, drives in, hands to Hobbs, left elbow. High bounce, and it goes over the backboard. And it will be Hickman ball.
And Josh, you know, the times that Hickman County has struggled in this game is when East has limited their transition offense. When Hickman County is absolutely clicking, they are getting a shot off within probably 10 seconds of having it. And that's a trend that if East will slow them down, I think they'll be more successful.
Walsh drives baseline, slings it out, nobody home, and it's snagged by Matthew Dotson at the scorer's table. And that move right there is a vintage one of Dylan Qualls, just swinging out the arm, letting it fly beyond the arc. Of course, that time not working out for the Bulldogs. As the Eagles now on the offensive, it's Quillen. Gives over to Hill. Hill to Hobbs. Hobbs pump fakes, dribbles in on McKinnon. Has to give back out to Quillen. Now Hobbs drives in the paint, spin move. Lays it up, no good. Rebounded by Puckett. Well defended by McKinnon. Puckett drives, floats it up, rattles out, no good. East with the rebound. Quillen down the left side of the floor. Quillen spin move, floats it up mid-range, too short. Knocked over by Hobbs and saved by Quillen. Styles dribbles, gives to Hobbs, now to Quillen again. Drives in baseline, lays it up, won't get it, and McKinnon gets the rebound. Brown over to Puckett. Puckett down the floor, bounce pass, McDonald. Tries for the layup, no good. Rebounded by Hobbs.
And Josh,
County leading by 20 right now.
East right now is just really stagnant. They're being very, as a good shot, good take there.
The layup there, no good. A couple of missed shots. Braden Brown comes up with it and looks for Will McDonald, but Will not prepared for it, and it sails right past him into the student section.
Yeah, and a good time out there by Coach Dawson. His guys a little frustrated, a little out of sync. Just give them a second to settle back in. Now, if I'm East, they have had 2 possessions where they have gotten good shots off. I would want to continue to look for looks like that. Right now, they're not falling. similar to how their girls were in the first half of their game. So right now, just trust your offense, manufacture the shots, right? Have a little patience in the motion that you're running. You don't have, like, yes, you need to play with a sense of urgency, but don't play with a, we got to get it off now. Play with a, let's get a good shot timely.
I think there's a very important distinction between urgency and panic. So the timeout is over. Both teams back on the floor. Your 5 for the Dogs: McKinnon, Puckett, Brown, Qualls, and McDonald. For East, it's Yablonsky, Quillen, Ragsdale, Stiles, and Hobbs. Quillen up the floor, met by Qualls. Dribbles in, hands off to Hobbs, spin move. Steps back looking for help, finds Ragsdale wide open up top. The 3 is no good off the backboard. McDonald has it ripped away. Quillen off the glass, no good, and McKinnon goes up and gets the board, and he dribbles it out. Finds Puckett, lobs it, Qualls off the glass and puts it in. And Cam, that was a nice job of restraint there by Qualls. I'm sure there's nothing more he wanted to do than to complete the alley-oop jam, but if he goes for that, you run the risk of missing yet another. So heads-up play there by Qualls is to play it safe and go for the layup.
Yeah, like you said, Josh, when you give them the opportunity for easy points, you need to make sure you get them.
Hobbs in the corner, gives Quillen up top. Now to Ragsdale. Ragsdale to Hobbs. Hobbs drives on McKinnon. And Elisha coming out of nowhere and ripping it away. And McKinnon and Hobbs exchanging blows. And Cam, we figured it would reach a boiling point at some point. And of course, frustration builds when you're down by a lot. Easy to build frustration, but I mean, if you think about that play for what it was, jump balls are in their nature physical plays where tempers will flare. So I think it's important for the officials to calm the situation down, diffuse it, and Cam, I imagine we'll see a lot more very ticky-tack, if you will, foul calls going forward to prevent this from boiling over.
Yeah, Josh, you know, like you said, jump balls are a very physical thing, but you have to be smart, right? And you have to understand that in a game like this, 1 or 2 words is going to set a fuse. The best thing to do is to keep your chill, right? And so being more disciplined, being more patient, understanding. But either way, both teams have to settle back in. If you're East, you cannot let this bring you up. If you are Hickman County, you have to remain that calm as well.
So Cam, I believe they call a double technical there on the floor.
So what I believe I heard was a tech on Hobbs, a tech on McKinnon, but also a tech on Qualls.
So with Qualls, probably some words exchanged that we couldn't hear from up here from our table. That might be a new record on the season, Cam. 3 technicals in one game, or in one play, rather.
Yeah, in about 4 seconds.
You know, that's what rivalries are all about, Cam. Of course, we emphasize sportsmanship, and we do want things to cool off here. We don't want things to elevate, of course. That's the last thing we want. But you want to see guys care. You want to see guys play with passion and a fire.
And indeed, Josh, that was a tech called on Qualls. 2 technicals means that you are thrown out of the game.
Of course, 1 on the offensive end, if you remember back earlier, hanging on the rim after the dunk attempt. And then right there, as Ragsdale makes the first technical free throw. So, man, that escalated in a hurry. So Ragsdale goes 2 for 2 on his technical free throws. And now Elisha Puckett at the stripe. Oh, my mistake. On the technical, 1 by Hickman, 1 by East cancels out. They got to shoot the 2 for the Qualls technical, so Hickman will not be shooting any. My mistake. So East on offense after the tech. They trail by 20. Your score 40-20. Ragsdale dribbles in, bounce pass. Hobbs on McKinnon, spin move. And McKinnon rips it away. And forces the jump ball.
And Josh, you have to be settled here. It doesn't matter what team you're on. You have to be settled to be efficient. If you're Hickman County, I know you're up by 20. That's not enough against this team.
And Brown pulls up from 3 off the rim. And Hobbs wisely lets it roll out of bounds so East can safely throw it in. 3:45 left to go in this third quarter. And I imagine that won't be the end of the fireworks for the evening. That's Bailey up top. The whistle blows. And a foul is called. Now, Cam, I missed that. Who was that foul called on? So, of course, the last thing the Eagles need right now. I believe they got number 2, Braxton Hill, for it, Cam. That's Brown, right wing. Thought about pulling up, but doesn't. Gives to Blystad. Now to Puckett. Puckett. So a lot of confusion on the floor, at least the confusion up here, as you said earlier. So
we do know.
Yes, Yablonsky, the one committing the foul there. And I believe you were correct. That was Tyler Walker on the previous. So Elisha will inbound. Gives off to Blystad, dribbles it back out beyond the arc. Bounce pass, Puckett, left corner. His pulls up. The shot is short, but he gets his own rebound on the baseline, and he's fouled by Hobbs. So Cam, right there, if that altercation doesn't happen earlier, perhaps that foul isn't called on Hobbs.
Yeah, Josh, I don't love that, right? The refs want to take control of the game, but you can't call unnecessary things. Hobbs was just being physical there. I don't like punishing him just because of what happened earlier.
Puckett drives, puts it up, no good, but he's fouled and will go to the free throw line. So Elisha with 18 points on the night. A chance to add on here. And he'll do that. Free throw number 1 is good. Number 2 rattles out, no good, rebounded by Hobbs. So 41-20 now, your score. Bulldogs lead, 3 minutes to go in the third. Hobbs to the corner, it's Yablonsky. Met by McDonald, he pulls up from the corner, shot too strong. Rebounded by Puckett. Puckett pushing it down the floor. McDonald lays it up and in.
And a good job being patient there by McDonald. He got a jam earlier in the game, but having the discipline to take a dribble and gather himself was great.
And not an easy play at all, Cam, of course. Having to slow his momentum like that, get the rebound with the defender bearing down on him. Ragsdale in the corner, drives in on Puckett, lowers the shoulder, and a jump ball is called.
Jump ball, possession Bulldogs.
So the Bulldogs will have possession after. Yablonsky subbing out of the game. It is Stiles back in for the Eagles.
And if you're East, you're looking for a way to get back in this ball game. What do you do to get back in this ball game? You have to play through Hobbs.
And McDonald says, why not, and pulls up from the parking lot. No good. Rebounded by the Eagles.
Give Hobbs the ball. We see that he's the most effective passer on the floor, and he makes things happen. Play your offense, trust your offense, and get some open looks right now. You have got to contain yourself and calm yourself down. The energy's high, I get it, but you can't forget what you're doing.
Ragsdale up top, Elisha giving him a lot of space. Hobbs pulls up from the right wing, shot no good off the rim. Elisha gets the board. Goes behind the back, past the logo. Elisha storming into the paint, lays it up and in. Make that 21 points for Elisha Puckett. 45-20, Bulldogs lead, 90 seconds to go in the third. That's It's Styles, left wing. Bounce pass to Hobbs. Top of the key, met by McKinnon. And a timeout is called by East Hickman as they try to talk things over and to establish the most effective offense to run in this scenario.
And if you are Coach Matney, you have got to do everything you can to get your guys to lock in to what they're doing. You have to say, guys, I know, like, the lead is big. It is 25 points. But yet, I somehow don't feel as if they are always, if they're out of it, Josh. It's an East Hickman rivalry. How crazy can things get, right? And so, if I am Coach Matney, I'm saying, I don't care if we win this game at this point, right? We got a big deficit. Let's eat into the deficit by playing good, solid basketball and doing the little things right.
And at some point, Cam, you have to turn the scoreboard off, because the scoreboard, all it does is induce panic. It can induce doubt. So if you play your game one possession at a time, you can find yourself in it. As Ragsdale misses the wide open three, a lot of players vying for control, and it goes off on Styles. Bulldog basketball. The ball's loose on the floor, and it rolls out of bounds. So a nice defensive play there by Braxton Hill, a hustle play.
Yeah, and if you're Braden Brown, you have to let Elisha Puckett know that that's happening. You have to be like, hey, Wolf, there's somebody right there beside you, and just be aware of it.
And Brown inbounds to Puckett, right side of the floor. Hill hustles back down to find his place on defense. Under a minute to play in this third quarter. Puckett on Ragsdale, driving in. Spin move, baseline, and a blocking foul called on East Hickman. And Cam, if you're East, I mean, how do you contain that? You have a player as talented as Elisha driving in on you. I mean, what else can you do?
I feel for Ragsdale. He has played a good game defensively, but when you have to play intense defense for a double-digit seconds every time down the floor, it wears on you. And Ragsdale right there just used his hand to try to help, and he got called the ticky-tack foul. It's tough when you're in this position for him. But he's done a good job.
So under 45 seconds to play, Hickman 47-20 after Elisha sinks both free throws. Tries to find Tyler Walker on the back cut, nothing there. Blystad gets the turnover, bounce pass. Brown lays it up too strong, rebounded by Styles. They have less than 30 seconds to run an offensive play. Plenty of time for the Eagles, no need to rush. Styles dribbles back near the logo. 15 seconds. Hands off to Walker. Walker to Hobbs on McKinnon. Spin move. Lays it up and in. So 3 seconds. Puckett pulls up. No good off the front of the rim. And that brings us to the end of the third quarter. Your score after three, Hickman 47, East 22. 8 minutes to decide a winner. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life,
your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists?
That's good. And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge. It's cut in the shareable square.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago Tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizza's the Hut.
Apology accepted.
And welcome back. We are just about ready to begin the fourth quarter of play. And folks, whether you are an Eagle fan or a Bulldog fan, it has been an electric night, a special night. These are the nights that we as broadcasters, we as fans live for, and we hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. So we encourage you to subscribe to the YouTube channel while you're here if you haven't already. Click that bell so you can be notified every time WNKX goes live with a presentation of Hickman County Sports. And we encourage you to tell your friends and spread the word. And Quillen loses the ball on the floor, but he picks it back up. Tries to find Yablonsky. McDonald gets a hand on it and gets the takeaway. Will driving, lays it up, misses the layup. And Puckett flies in to secure the rebound. And Elisha dribbles around the world, gives. McDonald pulls up from three. Short. Rebounded by Quillen. Quillen down the floor. Takes it all the way off the glass over Elisha Puckett. A great move there by Silas Quillen.
And that was a tough finish there by Quillen. Elisha, he met Elisha at the peak and just laid it up right over him. Impressive.
McDonald at the logo, met by Yablonsky. McDonald step back. Short off the rim, picked up by Goodwin. Of course, the three-point specialist back into the game for the Eagles. Goodwin gives to Quillen. Tim Puckett in the game also for the Bulldogs. And Kylan Seal pulls up from deep. Quillen, no good, high off the rim. And Tim Puckett secures the board, looking for help. And he begins dribbling himself. Puckett looking for help and finds his brother Elisha. Elisha drives, steps through, loses handle of it. Blystad knocks it loose, and Elisha picks it up, and it goes out of bounds off of Puckett. So East will take over possession after that chaotic sequence there. Of course, your score 47-24 Bulldogs, 6.5 to play in the game, and a foul will be called on Kylan Seal. No, Charlie Blystad down the left side of the floor. That is Charlie's first foul of the ball game. Looks like Braden Folks with the check back in for the Bulldogs. Bailey with the ball. Guarded by Blystad. Quillen gives. Yablonsky drives on McDonald. Stops, gives to Quillen. Quillen pulls up long two, knocks it down.
Another great take there by Quillen. We haven't seen him as much as last game, but he's played well so far in this fourth.
And McDonald tries to drive and kick it out to Puckett, but a foul will be called against East Hickman. And they'll get number 1, Silas Quillen, for the foul. And Cam, that is Quillen's third foul on the game, so it being in the fourth quarter, probably not a concern for Coach Matney at this juncture. Puckett inbounds. Seal patiently waiting, puts it off the glass, well short. The ball's being tipped around and picked up by East Hickman. And Turpin trying to find his man Folks, takes it away. Now it's Puckett with the rock, slings it across. Tim gives back up top to McDonald. Quick swing, Puckett, wide open three. And Cam, you can't do it. You can't leave Elisha Puckett that wide open, because that will happen 10 times out of 10 as Elisha adds on to his already phenomenal night. Quillen tries to drive, nice handoff, and Puckett with the denial, but a foul will be called against Elisha. And that will send number 5, Chase Turpin, to the stripe.
And Josh, I don't know about the rest of the game, but Quillen has been making things happen on offense so far in this fourth. Driving, passing, shoot, he's doing it all.
And that first Turpin free throw falls in. Might have broke the record for most rattles around a rim before it fell in. But a point's a point all the same. Turpin, this one no good. Puckett gets the rebound. 50-27 your score, Bulldogs lead. Puckett drives the paint, layup no good. Seal flies in. It's tipped a few times. Puckett meets Quillen, and Quillen comes up with it. Silas down the floor, and a foul will be called against the Bulldogs. They'll get Tim Puckett.
And Josh, Hickman County on the offensive end just doesn't necessarily look like they have a plan right now. Is that concerning? Not necessarily with 5 minutes left in the game, but still, you want to see them in a flow on offense. Now, that can't be said for East. East looks really good on offense right now.
Folks tries to go off the glass, denied by Quillen, but it goes right to Puckett, misses the three. McDonald gets a hand on it, but it's Bailey that comes up with it for the Eagles. Nice cross there by Bailey. It's Quillen. Now to Bailey again, who pulls up the lefty three. No good. Rebounded by Puckett. Elisha loses it, saves it. But it'll be on the baseline. So East will take over. Braden Brown subbing back into the ball game. He will get Elisha Puckett. Quillen inbounds. Was looking for Yablonski, but the ball's loose on the floor, picked up by the Dogs. Brown, McDonald. McDonald step back, pulls up from three. A nasty move, capped off by a drained three by McDonald. McDonald almost gets a steal. Yablonski drives in, lays it up, no good. Seal gets the board, gets it out to Brown. Brown saves it. Nice defensive play by Quillen. And McDonald pulls up from deep. No good. Puckett gets the rebound and the putback.
Yeah, another great job by Tim Puckett being in the right place at the right time for the offensive rebound.
Makes your score 55-27. Bulldogs lead. 4 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Quillen being guarded by Brown, and the foul is called. A little too much contact there by Brown. Yablonski tries to float it, but it falls right into the hands of Tim Puckett. Tim down the floor. Dribbles over, gives to Brown, to Seal. Spins, puts it up, gets the roll. Hickman widens their lead to 30 points. Quillen hands off, pump fake, Turpin drives, puts it up, gets it to fall. Nice move there by Chase Turpin. And Cam right now, of course, as Brown drives the paint, kicks it, Tim Puckett pulls up, splash down for Tim. And Tim Puckett makes it 60. Bailey, guarded by Folks, drives, looking for help, gives off to Quillen. Drives, looking, hands off, corner three, and Yablonski knocks it down. And Cam, right now for East Hickman, I don't think for them it's about winning, it's about damage control. I think it's about doing the little things right still and still building good habits for the remainder of the season.
Yeah, Josh, at this point, you just want momentum going into your next few games. You could chalk this one up to a loss, but it's how you finish that matters right here.
And Brown, nice pump fake, hands off the Seal, who gets his second bucket. Make it 62-32. 2.5 to play in the fourth. Quillen working on Brown. Nice spin move. Quillen lays it up, no good. But a foul is called. He might have lost his footing just a bit, but a nice move regardless.
I mean, that was nasty there, Josh. We saw that spin. Something that I think is underutilized is the spin move by a lot of people that drive to the rim. We saw Zoe Chilton use it in the girls' game, and we see Quillen use it right here. It makes up a lot of space for you, right? And that's something that I think a lot of younger players, especially like wing guys who are like downhill players, that's a really good skill to learn. And a counter of that is a spin into a pump fake into an up and under.
And Quillen goes 2 for 2 at the line. The 5 in now for the Bulldogs. Taylor Hutchison, Braden Folks, Atticus Lane, Dane Gilbert, and Tim Puckett. Some of the younger guys getting some minutes. Puckett gives to Folks. Folks to the corner, it's Gilbert. Folks pulls up from three, and it won't fall. It rattles around. Hutchison gets the board, and the putback. Cam Hutchison, he will certainly be an important piece for this team in the future. He is such a talented young man. We've seen it on display several times.
Yeah, Josh, and solid instincts from him, being in the right place. In JV games that we watch, does a very good job of being in the right place, so definitely will be a bright spot in the future for Hickman
Tim
County.
Puckett gets the takeaway, hands to Hutchison again, driving in, puts the mid-range, splash down Taylor Hutchison. A couple of nice moves by Hutchison. And East will inbound. On the floor now, Michael Garrett for the East Eagles. James Meadows, Stephen Bailey. And Folks gets the takeaway, misses the layup, and a foul is called. It'll be Braden Folks that is fouled. He'll get number 12, Connor Milliken. And Folks misses number 1. And he gets number 2 to go. (67-34) Bulldogs lead. Meadows gives over. Bailey from deep, no good. Nice hustle play by Turpin to secure the board. Folks runs him down to try to get the takeaway, but they'll get Braden Folks on the foul. And of course, that is the 5th team foul on Hickman. So that will send East to the line.
Fantastic turnout. We thank you for supporting Hickman County Athletics and our concession stand.
So Turpin at the stripe. Number 1 is up. No good. And the second free throw won't go in, and it will sail out of bounds off of the Bulldogs, so East Hickman will stay in control. Ball in the corner, East driving into the paint, tries to dish it back out, and a foul will be called as Milliken was the one driving into the paint for the Eagles. And that will send Connor Milliken to the line.
And Josh, both groups have their young guys in. If I'm the coaches, I've seen these last couple minutes of basketball. It's been solid basketball. So, I want that to continue within the next minute, but I think, you definitely see some bright spots right here.
Well, and Cam, I think what a lot of teams do when they get in these later minutes and the younger guys get in, they really just kick their feet up and say whatever happens, happens, but not these two teams. They have been playing very solid, these younger guys, making the most of their minutes. And I think both coaches, regardless of the outcome here today, can feel good about their future as a team. Atticus Lane drives, misses the layup, but Dane Gilbert gets the putback. So 69-36 your score, 30 seconds to go. That's Garrett up top, gives over to Bailey. Bailey passes over to Milliken, who pulls up a deep 3 over Dane Gilbert. The shot is no good, and it goes out of bounds on Turpin. And checking in number 22, Braden Moore. Stephen Bailey subbing out. So 20 seconds, the clock will wind down. The Bulldogs content with letting it bleed out. Under 10, 5 seconds to go. And the horn will sound, the scoreboard will hit 0, and the Hickman County Bulldogs have toppled the East Hickman Eagles for the second time this season, this time by an emphatic margin. Your final score here tonight, Hickman County 69, East Hickman 36. And Cam, for both of these teams, there's a lot to gather, there's a lot of information you can get and you can take with you in games going forward. Of course, East Hickman may have lost today, but they have 10 wins for a reason. Right, East Hickman, if they can put the pieces together, they have the talent to make a pretty decent run in the postseason.
Yeah, Josh, absolutely. Both teams have the ability. I think East, the little things that they usually, that they did well last game to stay in the game, they didn't necessarily do it. Tonight, I think that's going to be fixed in the future. I think you know, tonight they were really amped. I mean, the crowd was amped. And the first half was a really good first half. And they just kind of, East just kind of lost their footing. They lost their flow in offense, and that led to them just kind of losing their flow as a whole. So I don't expect that kind of performance every game, and nobody should expect that kind of performance every game. They will be better.
Yeah, absolutely, Cam. And of course, you can say the crowd played a factor, and I know for a fact that it did. Right, being on the road is never easy, especially in a game like this. But Cam, let's give some credit to the Bulldogs. They are a pretty darn good ball team, and they showed it here tonight. Right, there were a few times where we thought the moment would be a little too big, where their emotions would flare, they wouldn't be able to reel it back in, but they did. And Cam, I give all the credit in the world to Coach Dawson, who's able to reel his guys back, and after those tempers flared up earlier. But Cam, a good ball game starts before you even step onto the court. How you went into preparing for this ball game here tonight, Coach Dawson had a great scheme for his guys, and they executed it even better.
Yeah, Josh, I mean, the way that Hickman County came out and took control of this game, they had very few lapses, and they played the game pretty much in transition the whole time. They knew that that's the way that they played the best, was in transition, pushing the basketball up the floor. If you're East, you have to limit them playing in transition. So East didn't do a great job of limiting transition tonight. Hickman County took full advantage of that, and you see the result, a good game from Hickman County.
And Cam, I think we say this a lot after most of our broadcasts, and I think Hickman County's offense, when they're on, it's usually because Will McDonald is also on as well. Cam, he had 15 points here tonight, several three-pointers, a couple of several tough twos as well that contributed to his offensive performance here tonight. And Cam, he solidifies himself as a backbone of this Hickman County team, and certainly will be next year as well, when he'll be stepping up, having to take on that leadership role as a senior.
Yeah, Josh, you're absolutely right. Will played great tonight. You know, he has fully stepped forward as that number 2 option. Definitely leading, being a big player for them in the first half of ball games, particularly when the defense is really zeroed in on Elisha. So good job by Will, per usual.
And Cam, there are guys on both sides we could talk about here tonight. I know a man whose praises you were singing earlier in this ball game, and one I was as well, Silas Quillen of East Hickman. Cam, he is one of the best ball handlers on the floor tonight. That's what he was. And he was able to produce for East Hickman, not enough to get the win, of course, but enough to where you can look at this young man as certainly one of your cornerstones on the offensive end and really the defensive end as well. He is a very complete all-around player that I know Coach Matney is blessed to have.
Yeah, Josh. I mean, he was super effective on both sides of the ball, playing, you know, a big part. And in that fourth quarter, when things started looking a little better, he was the initiator in that. He was the igniter. So that's a really bright spot for the future of this Eagles team. Now, another person I want to, you know, key in on is Dakota Ragsdale. You know, when a good player has a good night, you're going to have a tough time. And Elisha Puckett is a good player, and he had a really good night. But that does not take away from what Dakota Ragsdale did defensively tonight. You can tell he brings a stability to the team that makes everyone on the team more confident when he's out there. But on top of that, just the hustle that he gives, there's that young man, there's no doubt that he's giving everything he has, and that I want to commend more than anything.
Yeah, absolutely, Cam. And really, you can chalk up a lot of East's misfortunes tonight to simply, I like to call it, that just being basketball. You had guys like Stephen Bailey, guys like Carter Goodwin, guys that are normally prolific from beyond the three-point line, guys that produce a lot offensively, just didn't have their shots falling here tonight. And you can attribute a lot of that to maybe the environment or maybe just to a bad game, right? Everyone has them. And, you know, if you're East Hickman, the very last game you want to be your bad one is when you're on the road against your biggest rival. But that's just the nature of basketball, Cam.
Yeah, Josh, you're right, it is. And, you know, I think East didn't play their best game, and Hickman County played a really good game. And I think that's just what happened, right? You know, most of the time, I don't think you're looking at a 33-point victory for Hickman County when this matchup happens. I think it would be much closer. But because it was just everybody was a little bit off on East team, that's the result, and I think that's what we should chalk it up to.
Yeah, absolutely, Cam. So East Hickman drops their second game in a row. The Bulldogs win their 8th game in a row. Hickman improves to 5-0 in the district, 17-7 on the year. East Hickman falls to 10-15, 2-3 in the district. Cam, the season's winding to a close. The postseason is nearly upon us. Both of these teams have a lot to work on if they want to be completely 100% by the time the big games start rolling around. But I know Coach Matney, I know Coach Dawson will do just that to get these guys prepared. Ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for us here at Hickman County High School. We will see you next week at Columbia Central. Whether you're an Eagle, whether you're a Bulldog, we appreciate your viewership more than you can ever know. We would hope that you subscribe to the channel and that you recommend it to your friends so we can grow the station and improve your viewing experience. So folks, the finals of your games here tonight one last time. The Lady Eagles were victorious over the Lady Bulldogs 52-48. And the Bulldogs were victorious over the Eagles 69-36. For my broadcast colleague Cameron Peters, I'm Josh Copley. For WNKX, we must bid you adieu, goodbye, and good night.